don't know if we're going to have some problems right here. All right, we're going to go ahead and open up. We're going to stand and face towards Jerusalem. This corner.
No, it's actually right there. Right there. Right there.
All right. Psalms 1, right? Yes, sir.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law does he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but like a shaft that the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Like I say, happy Sabbath to everyone.
Happy Sabbath, brother.
Shabbat shalom to those who are online with us. All praise to the Most High. We're going to deal with a lesson today, the cleanliness law from the Most High. You know, I know some of the sisters was asking about, some of the cleanliness laws and everything, but we're going to deal with, we're going to touch on some of the dietary too, because you can't deal with the cleanliness law unless you put the dietary in there too. And that's one of the things that our people have a problem with, especially our family members. We used to have the same problem till we came to knowledge of the truth. We accept the truth, and then we modified our way of how we eat and how we live and everything. So this is one of the biggest things, and we're going to go through, like I said, dealing with the cleanliness law and seeing where it came from, who gave it to us, and how we're supposed to keep it. So we're going to start this off in Matthew chapter 5. We're going to jump right on in it. We're going to start this off in Matthew chapter 5 because a lot of people say, well, we ain't got to keep them laws anymore. They've been done away with. That's a lie from Satan to death. And we're going to see. They even saying that Paul telling you don't have to keep no laws and all this other stuff. We'll deal with some of his writings and everything. So we're going to go ahead and start this off. And this right here is in red letter. Like my brother always said, this is in blood.
Yes, sir.
We're going to read Matthew chapter 5, verse 17 through 20. We're going to let the Messiah tell you about these laws. Go ahead and read, brother.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
That's right.
For verily I say unto you, to heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, to all be fulfilled.
So we already know we got the heavens and we on the earth, right? So it's still here. So the law is still good, right? Let's go to let's look at it again. Let's flip.
Read 19.
19.
Yeah,
go ahead and read the 19. I'm sorry.
Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
So you telling them that, hey, these laws been done away with, you teaching them, he said, hey, you're not even gonna get into the kingdom. Because you teaching them and you're not teaching them, and you teaching them not to do it. Go ahead and read.
But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
Hey, he said those who teach and do it. So you just can't teach and not do it. You got to do both. Then you'll be called great in the kingdom of heaven. That means that you'll make it in the kingdom. Go ahead and read.
For I say unto you that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, ye shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Because you got folks out here so righteous and everything, they always try to point out everything that you do or whatever. But they don't understand what you do. because they thinking that these laws have been done away with. Let's go into Matthew chapter 22. Flip on over to 22. I didn't want to establish that before we get into the lesson, because he said that, hey, till heaven and earth pass, these laws are still good. Matthew chapter 22. Because, like you said, they'll tell you that the law's been done away with. But you tell them to go in there and read. We're going to go in there and show you where they tried to circumvent the dietary law. And some other laws too. Go ahead and read Matthew chapter 22. And we're going to pick it up at verse 36. What did it say, my brother?
Master,
Uh-huh.
which is the great commandment in the Torah or the law?
Mm-hmm.
Yahweh said unto them, Thou shalt love thy Lord, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind.
Yes, sir.
This is the first and great commandment.
That's the covenant. Go ahead and read.
And the second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
He said on these two, just like I did a lesson called Keep the 10 to Get In. That's the foundation. That's the first thing that came out of the Most High's mouth. We know that person is Jesus, known as Jesus, because he was the one that brought them out of Egypt, right? So we're going to go over to Matthew, we're going to go to, let's go to Ephesians chapter 5. But we know that he the one brought them out, and he told him, on these two laws, hang on all the laws and the prophets. Just like we just read, and he told us in Matthew chapter 5, until earth, heaven and earth pass, no jot or tittle, no wise pass for the law. Let's go to Ephesians chapter 5. So we know these laws still good. All praise to the Most High that we heard and obeyed, and hey, we know they're good. But a lot of people heard and they turned their ear from it. Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 5. What did it say, my brother?
For this ye know that no whoremonger, nor unclean person, nor covetous man, who is an idolater, have any inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and of God.
He said, look here, we're going to focus on that nor unclean person. If you unclean, you're not going to make it in the Messiah's kingdom that's going to come, and the 8th day when the Father kingdom come down. So we're going to take a look at it. Let's go to Exodus chapter 19. Let's see who he gave this law to. Because you got people out here teaching that the laws was given to them. That's why they have you eating all these unclean animals and doing all these other unclean acts. Because these laws wasn't given to these people. They was given to the Israelites, the people of the Most High Yah, that he brought them out of Egypt. We're going to read about this right now. Exodus chapter 19, and we'll read verses 1 through 17. And people get offended because we saying that, the Lord didn't come for nobody but Israel. Well, he get his law he get this to everybody. Well, let's see. Exodus chapter 19. And we're going to pick it up verse 1. What does it say, my brother?
In the third month, when the children of Israel were gone forth from the land of Egypt, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai.
So he brought them out of Egypt, right? Go ahead and read.
For they were departed from Rephidim and were come to the desert of Sinai, had pitched in the wilderness, and there Israel camped before the mountain. So
the Most High Yah, his son Yeshua, he didn't go in there and pull the Egyptians out of Egypt. He brought the Israelites out, right?
Right.
Go ahead and read. Hold on for people on YouTube. We have Facebook issues. Shabbat shalom to all on line on YouTube. We try to get Facebook back up. Yeah, let's go ahead on.
All right, verse 2.
Yes, sir.
For they were departed from Rephidim and were come to the desert of Sinai and had pitched in the wilderness. And there Israel camped before the mount.
There was Israel camped before the mount. It wasn't the Egyptian camped before the mount. We know that there were some that came out with Israel. Go ahead and read, bro.
And Moses went up unto Yah, and Yahweh called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say
to the house of Jacob and tell the children of Israel,
I'll tell the Egyptian.
the children of Israel,
That's right. Go ahead.
ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians,
He said, you see what I did to these heathens? Go ahead.
and how I bear you on eagle's wings and brought you unto myself.
Hey, that's the only person gonna save us out of this foolishness, this captivity we're in. He put us in it. He's gonna bring us out just like he did down in Egypt. Go ahead and read.
Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed,
If you do what?
obey my voice
And?
indeed, and keep my covenant,
Uh-huh.
then ye should be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people.
He said, hey, if you hear my voice and keep my covenant, then you will be a peculiar people above all people. Go ahead and read.
And ye shall be, for all the earth is mine.
Yes,
and
sir.
ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests
Uh-huh.
and an holy nation.
Mm-hmm.
These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel.
Hey, that's what he telling Moses, hey, you tell these children down there, if they do these things, they'll be a peculiar people to me. They'll be above all the people face of the earth. That's how important Israel is to the Most High, even Messiah. Go ahead and read.
And Moses came and called for the elders of the people and laid before their faces all these words which Yahweh had commanded him.
Mm-hmm.
And all the people answered together and said,
What did he say?
all that Yahweh has spoken, we will do.
Mm-hmm.
And Moses returned the words of the people unto Yahweh.
Y'all hear what the people said? He said all the stuff that he said we gonna do. How many folks was live and said that? Huh? That's why we doing these lessons, so that hey, before you get that baptism, that's what you're agreeing on. When you get that baptism, you say all what you said we would do. Like I say all the time, hey, when you learn what you're supposed to do before you get that baptism, hey, once you hit that water, you in too deep, you can't go back. Try to go back if you want. Like the brother did a lesson last night about the vessel running dishonor. There's a lot of jokers went down in that water, a vessel dishonor, y'all. But they said, hey, all that the Lord said we would do it, be obedient. So they lying, right? Because they all didn't do it. Go ahead and read. Where are we, brother?
9.
Go ahead and read.
And Yahweh said unto Moses, lo, I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee, and believe thee forever. And Moses told the words of the people unto Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto Moses, go unto the people, sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes.
So he cleaning them up. Go ahead.
And be ready against the third day. For the third day Yahweh will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai.
The Lord come down to see the people. Go ahead and read.
And thou shalt set bounds unto the people round about, saying, take heed to yourselves, that ye go not up into the mount, or toucheth the border of it. Whosoever toucheth the mount shall surely be put to death.
That's right, because he said he coming down. He is a holy Elohim, and I don't want y'all to follow me. That's just like when if you go back, we're gonna do a lesson. I got a lesson coming up. When he came out the grave, when he was a spirit being, he told Mary, touch me not, because I haven't ascended to the Father. You can't defile me. So when I come down, I don't want you touching the mountain. I don't want you touching anything, Israel. Go ahead and read.
And thou shalt set bounds unto the people round about, saying, take heed to yourselves, that ye go not up into the mount, or touch the border of it. Whosoever toucheth the mount shall surely be put to death.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt not a hand touch it, and he shall surely be stoned or shot through.
He said, look here, you're going to be stoned. I'm going to throw a stone at you. I'm going to hit you with this lightning rod, hot lightning bolt. One or two things going to happen. Who's going to happen to?
Whether it be beast or man.
Whether it be them beasts y'all brought out of Egypt or man. Don't let them touch it. Go ahead and read.
It shall not live. When the trumpet sounded blown, they shall come up to the mount. And Moses went down from the mount unto the people and sanctified the people. And they washed their clothes.
He got them cleaned up. So that's part of the cleanliness we're going to look at. And what else he told them to do?
And he said unto the people, be ready against the third day. Come not at your wives.
Don't even go into your wives. That's how clean I want you to be. So that's a doctor saying, hey, you could do certain things on Shabbat. No, you can't. And we can look at that. The reason why he said, tell them don't come at your wives. Go ahead and read, brother.
And it came to pass on the third day in the morning
Mm-hmm.
that there were thunders and lightnings, and a thick cloud upon the mount,
Mm-hmm.
and the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud.
Hey, think about this. You say it was thunders and lightning. Hey, don't y'all get scared when them lightning bolts come out that sky, and especially when it's real close by, it'll shake your whole house. It'll get your attention, won't it? They was experiencing the same thing, people. And I know how, if you ever been real close to one, it's very loud, exceeding loud. Matter of fact, it'll ring your ears for a couple of minutes. That's how loud this lightning bolt when it strike the ground. Go ahead and read, bro.
And the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud, so that all of the people that was in the camp trembled. And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with Yah. And they stood at the nether part of the mountain.
Okay, we're gonna stop right there because you read on down, it's just telling you how he set up everything, and then he started talking to the people, and he gave them out of his own mouth the 10 Commandments. Let's move to let's go to Leviticus chapter 10. Leviticus chapter 10. So that's who gave them this cleanliness law and the law, the 10 Commandments and everything. A lot of folks say, well, Moses, that's Moses' law. He gave it to Noah. He did. He told Moses to give it to you. He was using Moses to talk to the people.
That's right.
That's just like you go on your job. You think the CEO talk to you? Everybody don't talk to every, same setup. I'm going the wrong spot. Leviticus chapter 10. We're going to pick it up at we're going to read 8 through 11. Because he told them to do something. And we're talking about the priest. 8 through 11. What does it say, brother? Leviticus 10 and 8. What does it say, bro?
And Yahweh spake unto Aaron, saying, Do not drink wine nor strong drink, thou nor thy sons with thee, when ye go into the tabernacle of the congregation, lest ye die. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations.
Yeah, because you are holy people. I don't want you coming up in here drunk, Aaron and your sons. Don't come up in here drunk. Y'all want us to come up in here drunk, teaching y'all the class?
No, sir.
I be talking about all kind of stuff except for the book. You know what I'm saying? That's how clean he wanted the priest to be when they go into the tabernacle of the congregation. Go ahead and read.
That ye may put difference between holy and unholy, and clean and unclean.
So you build a difference between what's holy and what's unholy. It's unholy for us coming here drunk. You know what I'm saying? It's unholy for you coming into the congregation of the people doing certain things.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It's unholy for you to bring unclean foods among the people. You can't do that. Go ahead and read, bro.
Verse 11. That ye may teach the children of Israel all the statutes which Yahweh have spoken unto them by the hand of Moses.
That's right. Because you know one thing, that's over there in Deuteronomy 6. That's what we're supposed to be passed down to our children, not children's children. This thing got to keep rolling on down. This is the behavior we have to have if we're going to be a holy people. He gave us a cleanliness law, whether it's dietary or personal cleanliness. Let's move a little farther. Let's go to, flip over to chapter 11. Leviticus 11, read one verse. That's verse 44. But we're going to come back to it. Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 44. What does it say, my brother?
For I am, verse 44, you said?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For I am the Lord your God. Ye shall therefore sanctify yourselves, and ye shall be holy, for I am holy. Neither shall ye defile yourselves with any manner of creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth.
That's right. He said, don't even defile yourself with anything. He's telling you to be holy because he is holy. And we're supposed to be like our Father and our Messiah. Both of them are holy. So let's go to Leviticus chapter 20. He said, be holy because I am holy.
That's right.
That's why you got to check your conduct and your behavior whether you're in the class or out of the class, because you got to eye on you at all times, people. So you make yourself unclean You know what I'm saying? We're going to look at spiritual being spiritually unclean, as well as physical. Leviticus chapter 20, we're going to pick it up if we can read verses 7 and 8, and then we'll skip down to 22 through 26. Leviticus chapter 20. And pick it up at verse 7. What did it say, brother?
Sanctify yourselves, therefore,
Uh-huh.
and be ye holy, for I am the Lord your God.
He said it again, didn't he?
That's right.
Go ahead and read.
And ye shall keep my statutes and do them.
Uh-huh.
I am the Lord which sanctify you.
Go ahead and skip down to verse 22. What did it say?
Ye shall therefore keep all my statutes,
Some.
all,
Uh-huh.
and all my judgments, and do them.
Uh-huh.
That the land whither I bring you to dwell therein spew you not out.
Uh-huh.
Ye shall not walk in the manner of the nation.
He said, don't you walk after the manner of these nations.
That's right.
Just like Israel is doing today.
Okay.
That's why we get on. They thinking that these civil holidays, oh, we can do that. No, you can't. We already have. They have civil holidays in the book.
There you go.
But you know what? Our brothers and sisters in the faith, some of them frown upon that. Just like Purim, Feast of Dedication. We had a brother accusing us, and well, you know, y'all said it's commanded to y'all. No, we never said that. Those are civil holidays. We are commanded to keep the feast days as outlined in Leviticus chapter 23. Those were just a civil holiday. They said, well, you know, y'all doing that, it's commandment of men. Man, get out of here with that foolishness. Because Messiah was at the Feast of Dedication.
Yep.
So what are you talking about?
Nothing.
I guess 4th of July commandment too.
I get it. According to him.
They'll be all right.
Yeah, it'll be all right. Go ahead and read, bro. What verse?
Verse is we at? Verse 23.
23.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
23.
Uh-huh.
And ye shall not walk in the manner of the nation which I cast out before you,
Uh-huh.
for they committed all these things, and therefore I abhorred them.
Uh-huh.
But I have said unto you, ye shall inherit their land, and I will give it unto you to possess.
See, back then, Messiah was going, and look here, they were throwing out all these nations and bringing Israel in. But we messed up so bad, hey, he had to throw us into these nations because we got a problem. We always want to be attached to these other nations for some reason.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Man, we just can't help ourselves.
Can't help it, bro.
I'm just saying, it's just not in America. It's all over the world. You know, you just can't get enough of these other nations. Why? Because don't nobody want to do what thus says the Most High Yah.
Come on.
We got a problem with that. People got a problem with putting down some food, man.
Mm-hmm.
My brother, we talking the other day. Hey, man, his brother be in battle with them jakes on the job. you know, you talk to some of your family. Well, I just can't leave that pig meat alone. But we're gonna read something besides the Most High and his son got a message for you that want to put that pig meat down. He got a message. We're gonna read that message to you.
Yeah.
Go wherever, brother.
We're still in verse 23, the end of verse 23.
Okay, go ahead and read.
A land that floweth with milk and honey, I am the Lord your God, which have separated you from other people.
He separated us from other people. He told us that over there in when we read that in Exodus.
So we the same?
No.
Oh, okay.
See, instead of us going into other nations, the other nations supposed to be flowing into us. We supposed to be the light. We the ones supposed to have the understanding. We don't supposed to be mingling in and trying to be like the other nations. We are a holy nation.
So we not well, what you call the underdog. They not superior than we are. That's what they say, you know.
Yeah, that's what they say.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
But as long as they keep your mind in a certain state, then they can be superior over you. They don't want this coming out. See, we at war with the other nations. We just don't know it.
That's right.
See, we thinking that we with them. No. They at war with us, just like with the police and everything.
That's right.
Hey, anytime they try to get you to go against your God, they at war with you.
Teach it, brother.
So it ain't all grouped in one.
No. No.
We set apart.
That's right.
Supposed to be.
That's right.
Come on, brother.
Go ahead and read, my brother. Where are we?
25.
Verse 25. Go ahead.
Ye shall therefore put difference between clean beasts and unclean,
Yes, sir.
and between unclean fowls and clean.
Mm-hmm.
Ye shall not make your souls abominable by beasts,
Yeah,
or by fire, or by any manner of living thing that creepeth on the ground,
that's right.
which I have separated from you as unclean.
Uh-huh.
And ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Lord, am holy, and have severed you from other people, that ye should be mine.
He took us away from the other people, and we are holy now. That's why he gave us this dietary law, because these other people don't follow that dietary law. Our job is to tell them about certain things they can eat and not eat, but Israel didn't do that. They want to be like the other nations, but that's another lesson. Let's go to, he said that, hey, we're supposed to put the difference between unclean and clean, right?
Right.
Let's go to, that's a question. Let's go to Job, because they telling you, well, you know, you heard it before. All you got to do, you know, you can eat them greens. Just pull that ham hock out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just you know they had that little stuff called gumbo, and they throw it and everything in there.
Yeah.
Just pull the shrimp out and the calf, but it's still unclean. Job chapter 14. I'm sorry. Let's go to Job chapter 14. We'll read one verse.
So if let's say it's a clean pot of greens, and let's say somebody sneezing the booger fly off in the greens, you just gonna say, well, just take the booger out the pot and
Right, brother.
just take it out. They still good. No, you ain't gonna eat it.
You
Once
got
that pork
right.
get that food. No, I don't want it.
That's
Like
right.
they'll try to bring your food back to, well, we can just take the bacon off and
That's right.
prepare it without the bacon.
Yeah.
Please.
Man, look, there's so much stuff out. It's just like if they bring your food out with a little piece of hair on there, with the other nation hair on there, you gonna send that plate back.
That's right.
And you got a whole plate of clean stuff on there. Why you gonna send it back? Because of other nation hair on there. Because they unclean, their hair is unclean. You hear me?
But see, even though we knew we had that type of knowledge even before we knew about the cleanliness laws,
right.
right?
Yeah.
So it was already in us to,
That's right.
you know, look at certain stuff like sanitize that before you do that.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
Let's look at Job asked a question. Job chapter 14, one verse. What did it say? Verse 4. What did it say, brother?
Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one.
No, not one person. You can't make something unclean clean.
Okay. Okay.
You can't. We can't do it. Let's go to. Let's look at it some more. Let's go to 1 Timothy, and we're gonna get into this law. We hear a little and there a little. 1 Timothy chapter 4. We'll read verses 1 through 6. Cause this is one of the spots. You know, you got this church, this whole church set up, and this doctrine come out of this church. And in Revelation, this is the one that said, hey, I'm married to Christ. Christ said, I'm not married to her. I don't know that whore that sit up on that beast. I'm not married to her. But this what happened to us, y'all. It was passed down to us. The Most High pulled us out of that foolishness. And it still happened to a lot of our people. 1 Timothy chapter 4, pick it up at verse 1. What did it say, brother?
The Spirit speaketh expressly
Mm-hmm.
that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith,
Yeah.
giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils.
Hey, there's a lot of people have departed from the faith.
Yes, sir.
You think about a lot of people who have been in this walk way before we even was created. They came and heard this word and decided, hey, look here, man, I ain't gonna do that. Go ahead and read.
Speaking lies and hypocrisy,
Yeah.
having their conscience seared with a hot iron.
Because you know, you sit somewhere with a hard iron, it's permanent damage. Ain't it?
It's finished.
So when they it's that in your mind, some people, I don't care how you explain, how many scripts you go through, it's just like you can pass this lesson. When we go through here and start hitting everything that they were saying and what the book was saying, they still ain't gonna try to, they not gonna try to hear y'all. Well, I just let the Lord know my heart. They let you know they mind been sealed with a hard iron. You got folk telling you they can't even give it up. I heard what the book said. I just can't give it up. Your mind, you've been seared with a hot iron. Just like we read last night. Hey, some folks are already designed for this earth for destruction.
Yeah.
See, where you get yourself in trouble, he told her, hey, you go there a couple of times. After that, you catch your pearl for the swine. You know you're going to get yourself in trouble. You keep fooling with the jokers. It is what it is. So if they don't want to hear it, leave them alone. Because you could be telling this word to somebody else who don't know.
Yeah.
Why waste your time over there?
That's right, brother.
Go ahead and read, bro.
Forbidding to marry and commanding to abstain from meat.
Because you got a religion out here forbidding people to marry, and they telling you, hey, man, you can't eat meats.
Israelites, there's some Israelites teach all that.
That's some, yeah. They say, well, you eat meats. They're just like the folks over at the moment. They supposed to be vegans and whatever. But hey, he never told us to stay from meat, but we're going to look at which meats he told us to stay away from. And we're going to also look at something else he told us too. Because we're not in our land. We're not growing our own, raising our own cattle and everything.
That's right, brother.
You know what I'm saying? We're not growing our own vegetables and all that kind of stuff. We're going to show you what he said. Go ahead and read, bro.
Which y'all have created to be received with thanksgiving of them which believe and know the truth. For every creature of Yah is good, and nothing to be refused if it be received with thanksgiving.
Yeah, see, that's what, hey, you go back and look at, hey, that's what all that little Thanksgiving stuff is set up. But see, the thing about it is they won't read verse 5 either. They'll stop you right there.
Yeah.
See, you that, as long as you get thankful to the Lord and blah, 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 and everything, but read the next verse.
For it is sanctified by the word of Yah and prayer.
We're going to read where it's sanctified by the word of Yah.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, we ain't just going to run our mouth. That's what we used to talk. That was the same conversation we had, right? Until we came into the knowledge of the truth.
Yeah.
Now we know where it was sanctified by the word of Yah. And we're going to read that.
Every creature is good for what it was created for. Not like,
That's right.
oh, that's good.
Right.
Yeah, go pray over that rat and eat all that trash and garbage. Then
Right.
Pray over.
So if the swine is supposed to eat waste and stuff, you gonna go up to the dump and eat?
Yeah.
Right.
You're doing the same
Might as
thing.
well.
It's fit for eating them.
Go to the sewer
That's what
plant.
I'm saying.
Go to the sewer plant and pray over that dung and eat it.
Hey man, like the elder brothers up in St. Louis, they said, they were on some guys about, yeah, man, we eat everything we want to long we pray for. What them jokers said, they went over there and threw some mice on their grill and ran. These are, but I tell y'all, don't try it. But see, you said that you can eat anything you want, don't you pray on? Yeah. These people be lying.
Right.
Think about what we doing when we do that.
Yeah.
You taking food that he specifically commanded you not to eat, and you praying to him, Lord, take all the impurities out this and let this bless out. What? I told you not to eat that.
Right.
That's right, bro.
You think he gonna honor that prayer? No, he not. It's over with.
That's right, because we're gonna look about you praying about this stuff.
Whatever that pig had when they killed it and slaughtered it is what you gonna get when you consume that pig, because he told you to stay away from it.
That's the Christmas ham.
Right. Read that verse 6, bro.
Verse 6. If thou put the brethren in remembrance of these things.
Hey, we got to put the brothers in remembrance of these things. We got to remind our brother, hey man, we Israel. We're not supposed to be eating this stuff. Remember we got to teach you the law.
That's right, bro.
The law been taken from you a long time ago.
That's right.
The one that's sitting in the midst of the garden, the tree of knowledge of the good and evil, that's the one got his minister on the scene taking this right here from you. Go ahead and read, bro. Go ahead and read.
Thou should be a good minister of Yahweh Shah Mashiach.
Yeah.
Nourished up in the words of faith and of good doctrine.
Go ahead.
Whereunto thou hast attained.
Yes, sir. Now let's go into this law. Let's go into Leviticus chapter 11. Let's look at it. He said that was sanctified by his word, right? Let's look at it. We got a lot of work to do. Hey, Leviticus chapter 11. We're going to go look at this law that he told us where his word, where he sanctified the meats that we can eat and not eat. Some people just not going to get it, y'all.
Saying the truth, brother.
They don't care.
You know, they even go to the doctor, even the heathen doctor tell them, look here, leave the pig meat alone. You're not gonna listen to the minister gonna come to you. But at least I hope you listen to your doctor. He's a Gentile. You know, y'all like listen to a Gentile. But you know what? A lot of folks still don't do it. I know my doctor told me leave alone, man, but you know, my head hurt. Man, get the hell away from me with that. Your head is gonna hurt.
But yeah, see, a lot of people don't want to live. A lot of people just want to survive.
That's
all
it.
They don't want to live. Like, if you really want to get some life, you know what I'm saying? These scripts right here.
That's right, brother.
That's how you live, not just survive. That's how you live.
Because he said these words I speak unto you, they spirit and they life.
Yeah.
If you want to live, he said, choose life and live. I don't want you to die. He don't want anybody to die. He don't even want the heathens to die, but hey, it is what it is. You got a choice what you're gonna do. I tell a person 2 or 3 times after that, I'm done with it. You want to talk book? Nope. You know, I shut down on it. It is. Look here, I'm not finna sit. It's just like, you know, you can have a conversation with people, talk about the Bible, but if you don't open this book up and read it, I'm not gonna talk to you. I don't talk to folks with closed Bible. We open the book up, we let the book speak. That's it. Like we're doing right now. Leviticus chapter 11, we'll read verses 1 through 31. We're gonna eat a whole lot out of this. We're gonna read 1 through 31, and we'll pick it back up at 39 through 47. Let's eat. The good stuff.
Yeah.
Go ahead and read, bro.
And Yahweh spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them.
Let's see, he's speaking to Moses. It wasn't Moses and Aaron speaking to the Lord. Lord speaking to Moses and Aaron.
Right.
So when people talking about that's the law of Moses, but man, hey, shut it down. That's why we ask y'all to bring pen and paper, write these scripts and stuff down. So when you dealing with your family members, and they're gonna ask you, they don't want to hear the answer, but don't sit up there and talk to them without this book open, because you're gonna mess it up. Open the book, take your notes out, and go through it.
Make sure you let them use their Bible.
That's right. Hey, and the best thing to do is let them read it.
Pull the sword out.
And then when you get through, take the Bible, slap it behind the head. I told you. Keep it moving. Don't do your parents like that. Go ahead and read, brother.
All right.
Yeah.
Verse 2.
Go ahead.
Speaking to the children of Israel, saying, these are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth.
Now, the Lord told Moses and Aaron, tell the children, this is what they can eat. Go ahead and read.
Whatsoever part of the hoof, and is cloven footed, and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat.
He said it got to have part of the hoof. We're going to give it up some people's homework, because I started to pull it all up. I said, I'm not going to do all the work. You got to do this work. Pull up what part is the hoof, and what?
Cheweth the cud.
And what? Cloven footed, right? The chewing the cud is what's that chewing in, and he's regurgitated back up, and it couldn't have. He's go ahead and read.
That shall ye eat, nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that cheweth the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel.
Okay, eat the camel.
Because he cheweth the cud, but not divided the hoof. He is unclean unto you.
So don't be trying to bring Brother Warrior a camel.
Camel burger.
Yeah.
Camel leg.
So it gotta meet all the requirements. It can't just be like, well, this chew the cuds.
Yeah.
No, it's unclean. Yeah, everything.
Go ahead, brother.
And the coney, the coney, whatever it is.
That's a rat.
Okay. Because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the hurt.
We know that's a rat. Go ahead.
Because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you.
So those rats are unclean to you people. You know what I'm saying? This one right here gonna get a whole lot of people thrown head lake in Lake of Fire. Head first in Lake of Fire, because we're gonna read in Zechariah the message. Matter of fact, we'll read it over there in Isaiah, because he left a message for you. They eat that swine flesh. Listen up, family members and friends.
You mind?
This is a friends and family day. Y'all listen up.
You mind? Pull unclean after this real quick. The
You-
definition of-
You want to do it right now? You want to hit it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna read the definition of unclean.
He gonna read the brother T gonna read the definition of unclean.
It says H2931 to make. It's an adjective, unclean, impure, ethically and religiously, ritually of places found in the religious sense, defiled, infamous, polluted. So when you talking about something polluted, you talking about something that's contaminated with
Yeah,
There you go, bro.
toxic substances.
yeah.
So that's what he's saying when he said this unclean. This is contaminated. It's not food.
Pause.
Not
Not home.
Yes, sir. Where are we, brother? Number 7. This is the big one here, man.
And the swine.
And the what?
The swine.
Go ahead.
Though he divide the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you.
Family members, friends, associates. This swine is unclean to you. It's not for consumption. Go ahead and read.
Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean unto you.
He said, I don't even want you touching this dead thing. When it's dead, it is unclean to you. When you can't eat it. He don't want you touching the carcass of it.
Hey, bro,
Yes, sir.
they make a football out of swine, huh?
Not the
He said
new ones. The
Oh,
new
new.
ones, yeah.
They was static.
They cowhide like.
Oh, they count.
Right. But you got to keep in mind, the badgers are unclean too, right?
Yeah.
Did he not? That was on the ark.
Mhm.
When you look at the word carcass, it's talking about the body. We talking about the meat and everything, right? Look that, pull that carcass up, bro. That's yeah, because they put the baggage in around the ark.
The egg skin was also on top of the sanctuary too.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming up just a little slow.
So when you look at the word carcass, it's just the remains of the body.
All right. It says it's H5038 Nevela. That's carcass, corpse of humans, idols, and animals. It says a flabby thing, a carcass or carrion, human or bestial. Figuratively, idol, dead body, dead carcass, dead of itself, which died, beast that which died of itself.
Okay, it's just the body of it. Let's move along. Where is verse 8?
Yep. Of their flesh shall, now we in verse 9.
Okay,
These shall ye eat of all that are in the water.
it's okay. Let's go into the waters.
Whatsoever have
It's
fins, whatsoever have fins and scales in the
Come on,
water,
bro.
in the seas and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
He said, well, it doesn't matter if it's in the sea or the rivers. You got lakes and everything. Because you got some folks saying, man, the tilapia is man-made. I was like, huh? It's unclean because they do such and such. I said, does it have a fin and scale? Yeah,
And the
I'ma
earth is
eat
the
it.
Lord's. I'm eating.
That's what the book's saying.
Yeah,
Come on now.
he sanctified it.
That's what they got fins and scale, huh? You got this guy, you got people eating. This not in the waters now. You gotta have fins and scale. Now, does a lobster have fins and scales?
Nope.
Nope.
What about the shark? Because Joe be eating sharks.
Yeah. Alligator.
Alligators
po' boy.
Octopus. They give it a good name called the calamari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sound good.
Man, they got so much. Yeah, the name sound good.
Try some of that. That sound good.
Yeah. But that's what they eat. But that's not our diet.
Man.
That's Satan's diet.
Yeah.
He got a dietary law. Opposes what the Father and the Son giving us.
Yeah.
Go ahead and read, bro.
And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you.
Hey, if it don't have fins and scales, you gotta have both of them.
Yeah.
Can't have not one, just fins without the scales. He said, hey, you eat those things, this is an abomination. Abomination just means just disgusting. Hey, you unclean. And this right here gonna get you cut out. We're gonna read, like I said, in Isaiah. Now, if Isaiah doesn't get your attention, there ain't nothing
That's right,
a good
brother.
person can do for you. You pretty much done, ain't it?
That's it,
Your
brother.
mind is reprobate. You made your mind up, brother. I'm gonna do this thing whether you like it or not. Go ahead and read, brother.
They shall be even an abomination unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their carcasses in abomination. Whosoever have no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you. And these are they which ye shall have an abomination among the fowl.
Okay, let's talk about the birds, right?
They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination. The eagle.
Can you eat the eagle?
The ossifrage, the osprey, and the vulture, and the kite after his kind, every raven after his kind, and the owl, and the nighthawk, and the cuckoo, and the hawk after his kind.
Look all these up. Go ahead.
The little owl, the cormorant, and the great owl, and the swan, and the pelican, and the girt eagle, and the stork, and the heron after her kind, and the lapwing, and the bat.
Because you know you got some of these countries, man. They be eating bats like brothers be eating chicken, man.
Bat souffle.
Man, go ahead and read, brother.
All fowls that creep going upon all four shall be an abomination unto you. Your poodles and noodles.
Yeah, your poodles noodles. It's like you have. It's like brother said. He did a video. I should have pulled this video. But anyway, he said, well, the chicken is unclean because it goes on all fours. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, that's a doctrine floating around here.
You know, because he got the three, and then they got the little heel sticking down. They said, we know that's the top. Like, get out of here.
It's the most stuff they say.
Come on, man.
So they say the chicken is unclean because he got that other toe down there. Man, that's a heel. Take your heel off. You'll fall backwards. You know what I'm saying? You got to have something to stabilize you, right? Take your heel off and see if you stand up or not. I said, man, these jokers come up with anything, y'all. Go ahead and read, bro.
Yet on all fowls that creep going upon all fours shall be an abomination unto you. Yet these may ye eat of every flying creeping thing that goeth upon all four, which have legs above their feet, to leap withal upon the earth. Even these of them ye may eat. The locust after his kind, and the bald locust after his kind, and the beetle after his kind, and the grasshopper after his kind.
So you can eat a ladybug. That's a beetle, ain't it?
Just make grasshopper soup.
Want some grasshopper soup?
Chocolate covered grass.
Real grasshopper.
Go ahead and read, bro. Where are we?
We in verse 23.
Go ahead.
But all other flying creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you. And for these ye shall be unclean. Whosoever toucheth the carcass of them shall be unclean unto the even. Whosoever birth out of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean unto the even. The carcasses of every beast which divideth the hoof and is not cloven footed, nor cheweth the cud, are unclean unto you. Everyone that toucheth them shall be unclean. And whatsoever goeth upon his paws, among all manner of beasts that go on all 4, those are unclean unto you.
So it's like the rabbit, the dog, the cat. You know, they eat dog, cat, possums. Joey, I never heard anybody eat a skunk. I'm quite sure they do. Yeah, if they eat everything else. Possum. That's a big rat, ain't it? Joey eat bears, raccoons. You name it, they eat it.
Squirrel.
Look at here on Thanksgiving Day. Go ahead and read, bro. Where are we, bro?
28.
Go ahead and read.
We at 28. And he that burned the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean unto the evil. They are unclean unto you. These also shall be unclean unto you among the creeping things that creep upon the earth.
Go ahead.
The weasel, the mouse, and the tortoise after his kind.
You can't be eating the mouse. You can't eat the turtle soup and all that stuff.
Turtle soup.
Yeah, they got turtle soup out there. Go ahead, bro.
And the ferret.
The ferret.
And the chameleon.
And
the lizard.
Hey, I watched a video. I ain't watched the video, but I saw the video. This guy had a big old giant iguana, and he said he gonna show you how to clean it and cook it. I kept it moving. I was like, I don't want to see that.
I know that.
But it just confirmed that, hey, these people eat all this stuff that he tell them not to eat. And it's other nation. But with Israel get themselves in trouble, they want to go out there and try it. That's why you got to stay away, especially like some of these places, like in New Orleans, they when you come in want to try some fried dragon and all that. Man, no, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't eat that.
It seems like it's a new seafood restaurant in every neighborhood in Memphis now. Y'all think all that seafood is fresh and just, no. Half of it probably ain't even real.
Where we, brother?
We at verse 30.
Verse 30, go ahead.
I'm gonna read that over. And the ferret, and the chameleon, and the lizard, and the snail, and the mole.
Escargot.
These are unclean to you, all that creep.
Uh-huh.
Whosoever doth touch them when they be dead shall be unclean unto the evening.
Hey, you making yourself unclean with all this stuff. Let's get down to verse 39. Pick it up at 39. What does it say, bro?
And if any beast of which ye shall eat, in which ye may eat, die, he that toucheth the carcass thereof shall be unclean unto the evening.
Go ahead and read.
And he that eateth of the carcass of it shall wash his clothes and be unclean unto the evening. He also that beareth the carcass of it shall wash his clothes and be unclean unto the evening.
Go ahead and read.
And every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth shall be an abomination, it shall not be eaten.
Yeah.
Whatsoever goeth upon the belly, and whatsoever goeth upon all four, and whatsoever have more feet among all creeping things that creepeth upon the earth, them shall ye not eat, for they are an abomination.
Go ahead. Skip down to verse 44. Read.
For I am the Lord your God. Ye shall sanctify yourself. Ye should be holy, for I am holy.
Yeah.
Neither shall ye defile yourselves with any manner of creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth.
That's right.
For I am the Lord that bringeth you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. Ye should therefore be holy, for I am holy.
That's right.
This is the law of the beast, and of the fowl, and of every living creature that moveth in the water, and of every creature that creepeth upon the earth.
He giving you everything. He said, these are the things I told you was clean and unclean. Go ahead.
To make a difference between the unclean and the clean, and between the beast that may be eaten and the beast that may not be.
Hey, because the world teaches you, you don't even know what's clean and unclean. But the Father gave Moses and Aaron, we supposed to pass it down to us. We supposed to, like here, the dietary law supposed to have gotten down to us. But it didn't. Until we, the Father had passion on us and the remnant, I guess he worked the remnant back up. You can see that now, but it's getting down to us now, but a lot of folks not going to get it. Unless we're not doing a good job getting out there talking, because, like you said, you get caught up talking to the same people.
Right.
You spend the time talking to these same people. You've been talking to these same people for about 10 to 12 years, and they still eating that stuff.
That's right.
One guy said he can eat anything.
You got some sister.
I have a question about Samson, the honey that he got from the lion's coffers. Is that considered clean?
Nah, he was when you look at the whole story in its entirety, it's showing you how he slowly was how can I say it, being drunk with power and breaking the law. You know what I'm saying? That him cutting his locks off that was more so the final straw, because he was leading up, he was going off the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He knew the Most High was with him, and he just was getting drunk with that power.
And that's what he said, you get puffed up. He said knowledge puffs people up.
Yeah.
You see it all the time in Israel. You know what I'm saying? But then they start going stupid on it. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 12. We'll read 2 verses. Deuteronomy 12, we're going to read 15 and 16. So we know what we can and can't eat, right? We know what's clean and unclean as far as the beasts of the field and all the creeping things and fowls of the air. Because he separated right there. So when you got somebody trying to go in there telling you that you can eat anything and pray over, run this down to them. So you got to take your time and when you start talking about eating and dietary law, that's something that you really have to take your time, because people are gonna be jumping all over you with questions. You'll be trying to answer one question, then they got 2 or 3 other questions you don't ask. That's why I said don't talk to folks. Open this book up and let them read. Let them show you where they try to circumvent the dietary law, and then you take them where you can correct them. It's easy work. You just got to know where to go. You got to know people's doctrine. We've been in the same doctrine. They come from one place. Satan the devil, and he gave it to the Roman Catholic Church, and all these other churches, Sunday come straight out of the Roman Catholic Church. Same doctrine. It's easy work. If you sit up there without the Bible open and try to talk to these people, you're gonna be in a big argument. Ain't nothing gonna get,
That's right.
Like the brother said, let them use their Bible and let them read it.
That's it, bro.
Deuteronomy 12, we'll read 15 and 16. What does it say, bro?
15 and 16.
Yes, sir.
Notwithstanding, thou mayest kill and eat flesh in all thy gates.
Mm-hmm.
Whatsoever thy soul lusteth after, according to the blessing of the Lord thy God, which he have given thee.
That's right.
The unclean and the clean may eat thereof,
Mm-hmm.
as of the roebuck and as of the hart. Only ye shall not eat the blood, ye shall pour it upon the earth as water.
So he was saying the unclean and the clean may eat. He did talk about the animal, he talked about the people.
Right.
They may eat this right here. And he said, when you eat, do not eat the blood in those animals. You can't eat blood. That's part of the dietary law. That's like when you go in there and they bake steaks and all that stuff. Hey, you gotta eat that stuff right.
Well done.
Well done. You like your chicken, you got to make sure all that blood out of chicken. You go and fry that chicken, you still got blood after fried chicken.
Man, hard.
All of these animals has blood dripping out of it. If it's not cooked properly. Even when you go in there and grill it, you have to get that blood out of there. It's a certain way you got to go in there and soak that meat to pull all the blood out.
Mm-hmm.
Some people drink blood, they like that blood. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I work with some guys, man. They'll go in there and they'll flip that sucker about 2 or 3 times, and then they had that stuff on there. I like it like that. I just up there like, okay.
Animalistic.
They love it.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Then they wonder why you look at them like you cannibalistic. That's what animals do.
Come on, later, they just talking crazy.
Hey,
Some people just think vampires.
man, you got vampire people out there sure they drink blood and everything.
Let's go to Leviticus chapter 7. Yeah. I saw something gross on the. I ain't gonna tell you about that.
Leviticus 7.
This girl had she was doing something with her hair, and I was like,
Man,
sister shared on the post, and she had this stuff doing something with her hair. I was like, man, that is Israel just something else with themselves. Now let's go and look Leviticus chapter 17. Let's look at that.
Yes, sir.
So we looked at the animals, right? We know certain animals we can eat and some animals we can't eat. We know we can't eat anything with blood in it, right?
Right.
Leviticus chapter 17. Now, if he said that we are a holy nation, right? And we are above all people, right? Check this out. Leviticus 17 and verse 10. What did it say, bro?
Whatsoever man that be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, that eateth any manner of blood, I will even set my face against that soul that eateth blood, and will cut him off from among his people.
So the strangers got to do the same thing that Israel's doing. Right. Not Israel doing what the strangers doing, y'all.
That's right.
That's how it was set up the whole time. If they gonna come around us, this is what they have to do. They got to keep the dietary law. These are certain animals they get. They can't come in there and eat anything they want to. If any other nation gonna join themselves to Israel, this is what they got to do. Go ahead and read, bro.
For the life of the flesh is in the blood.
That's why he don't want you drinking or eating it. Go ahead.
And I have given it to you upon the altar to make an atonement for your soul.
Yes, sir.
For it is the blood that maketh an atonement for the soul.
Go ahead and read.
Therefore I said unto the children of Israel,
Mm-hmm.
no soul of you shall eat the blood, neither shall any stranger that sojourneth among you eat the blood.
Go ahead.
Eat blood. And whatsoever man there be of the children of Israel or of the strangers that sojourn among you,
Mm-hmm.
which hunteth and catcheth any beast or fowl that may be eaten, he shall even pour out the blood thereof and cover it with dust.
He wants you to take that blood, bury that blood. Go ahead and read.
For it is the life of all flesh.
Mm-hmm.
The blood of it is for the life thereof.
Yeah.
Therefore I said unto the children of Israel, ye shall eat the blood of no manner of flesh.
Mm-hmm.
For the life of all flesh is the blood thereof.
Mm-hmm.
Whosoever eateth it shall be cut off.
Mm-hmm.
And every soul that eateth that which dieth of itself,
Mm-hmm.
or that which was torn with beasts, whether it be one of your own country or a stranger, he shall both wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean unto the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Then shall he be clean.
It's like, you know, you go to the meat markets, you don't know what kind of meat you eat. Because he told us we're gonna be defiled bread in his land. We're gonna read that. You know, we doing the best we can. We just like when we go to the market, we know we're gonna buy the clean stuff. We know what's clean and unclean. When we go to the restaurant, hey, we know what to get on the menu, what's clean and unclean. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we'll worry ourselves because when you go in these restaurants, we're gonna show you, hey, these folks don't care. They're gonna still cook their food. You could be defiled by going and eating at certain restaurants. Because like I said, these folks out here, last thing on their mind is dietary law.
Yeah, that's true.
Their mind is on making that money. You hungry, I'll fix you something what you want. Worry, brother. That's it?
Yeah,
okay, now let's go look at where they'll take you to try to circumvent the dietary law. Let's go to Acts. This is one of the things they use to try to circumvent. Let's go to Acts chapter 10. This is one of their number one deals here. I had a guy try to use that on me. And he was proud of it, looking all upside my head when he quoted that 2 script. I'm going to tell you what. He went here, and people online, y'all know where they go. We're going to read where they take you. We'll go to Acts chapter 10. And they're going to read 2 verses, TJ. This is where they're going to take you to try to circumvent the dietary law. Read Acts chapter 10, 13 and 14. What does it say, bro?
And there came a voice to him, rise, Peter, kill and eat.
Yeah.
But Peter said, not so, Lord, for I have neither eaten anything that is common or unclean.
Read the 15. They'll stop here.
And the voice spake unto him again the second time, where God have cleansed, that call not thou come.
See, Peter had that sheep. He saw that sheep come down and had all them beasts on there. And Peter said, I haven't eaten anything. And the Lord said, I cleanse and you can,
Yeah.
All right.
They stop right there.
They stop right there. Because that's what they've been taught by these ministers. And that's what they want to believe because their hard desire is to eat these unclean animals anyway. But you'll know if, hey, you take them here, take them to the top. Let's read it from the top. We're going to read verses 1 through, we're going to read it all the way through. Start at verse 1, brother.
There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band.
Uh-huh.
A devout man and one that feared Yah with all his house, which gave as much alms to the people.
Uh-huh.
And prayed to God always.
Now this right here, I'm gonna say this is the first Gentile come in. I know there's a lesson out there saying that, hey man, there was an Israelite, but I haven't seen anybody prove it. I even kind of looked it up myself, and it was saying that he was a Gentile.
But it was a Gentile heathen.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Gentile heathen that loved the people of the Most High.
Right.
And now what's going on right here is Amos' prophecy. He said he was going to take him out of people for a name, because when you read Acts 15, the brother James bring this whole situation back up. And that's all it is. He see his body coming together, Israel and the lost sheep of Israel coming together. And he just balanced it all out. Acts 10 with Cornelius let you know that, hey, it's still a handful of Gentile heathens
Right.
that's still going to cling on. You know what I'm saying?
Like they did in Egypt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's all
So
it was.
this was all about. Go ahead and read.
What verse was we at?
3.
Verse 3.
Uh-huh.
He saw in a vision about the 9th hour of the day an angel of Yah coming in to him and saying unto him, Cornelius. And when he looked on him, he was afraid and said, what is it, Lord? And he said unto him, thy prayers and thy alms are come up for a memorial before Yah.
Mm-hmm.
And now send men to Joppa and call for one Simon, whose surname is Peter.
Go ahead.
And he lodged with one Simon, a tanner, whose house is by the seaside. He shall tell thee what thou oughtest to do.
So when a Gentile or Gentile from a heathen nation or in a heathen from different nation, if they want to learn this word, who they got to go to? They got to go to Israel. That's protocol right here. That's why I tell folks, man, I don't go to no other nation. I go to our own people. But if the Most High find fit to send them in here to be taught, I got to teach.
Right. And that's how you know he wasn't no Israelite. Cornelius wasn't an Israelite. Right. Why he got to go to, you see what I'm saying? He would already knew. Right. He was a Gentile. This was a heathen right here.
Just like you got a lot of caps out here saying, well, you know, we go out there, we going to other nations teaching. You a lie. Because all your classes set up in the black neighborhood, the Hebrew neighborhood. I don't care what country you in. Every last one of them set up in the black neighborhood. That's going back to the letters of Paul. Why would Paul go write to some Gentiles and they set up in the so-called black neighborhood?
Come on, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I have something to think about.
Paul searching them out.
He going searching them out. So it's just like a brother come from, it's just like when I'm going to use this, the purple guy wear the purple. I'm not called the kept name.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching them, man. They over in Haiti, all these different places. Guess where they going? To our people.
That's right.
No, you don't.
Every last one of them, they go on there, they go, I don't care, Israelites going, whatever nation they go to, they're going to go to our people. They're not going to no other nation. But if the other nations, hey, hear this thing and say, hey, I want you to teach me, hey, they being taught.
That's right.
Go ahead and read, bro. Where are we?
We are at verse 4.
Go ahead, bro.
When he looked on him, he was afraid and said, what is it, Lord? And he said unto him, thy prayers and thine alms are come up for a memorial before Yah.
Mm-hmm.
And now send men to Joppa and call for me one Simon, whose surname is Peter.
Mm-hmm.
And he lodged with one Simon, a tanner, whose house is by the seaside. He shall tell thee what thou oughtest to do.
Mm-hmm.
And when the angel which spake unto Cornelius was departed, he called two of his household servants and a devout soldier of them that waited on him continually. And when he had declared all these things unto him, he sent them to Joppa. And on the morrow, as they went to their journey and drew nigh unto the city, Peter went up upon the housetop to pray about the 6th hour.
That's the regular hours of prayer.
Yep.
Go ahead and read.
And he became very hungry
Mm-hmm.
and would have eaten. But while they made ready, he fell into a trance and saw heaven open and a certain vessel descending on him, as it had been a great sheet knit at the 4 corners and let down to the earth, wherein all manner of 4-footed beasts of the earth and wild beasts and creeping things and fowls of the earth.
That's what they'll take you to try to circumvent this dietary law. Go ahead, bro.
And there came a voice to him, rise, Peter, kill and eat. But Peter said, not so, Lord, for I have never eaten anything that is common or unclean.
Peter was keeping that dietary law, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if Peter keeping the dietary law, why these so-called Negroes, and saying that it's done away with?
And it's after the death of Messiah.
That's what it is. Saul, hey, been crucified, went in the grave 3 days and 3 nights, arose and went back to the Father.
Yeah.
And Peter still keeping the dietary law.
So it don't look like it was nailed to the cross at this point. So at what point did it become nailed to the cross and Peter still keeping it after the Messiah's death?
In 70 AD.
Mm-hmm.
70 AD when Rome came down there and sacked Jerusalem and took the vessels back there. And they claim that, they took over the church. They took it over, all right. See, that's why you can't let no other nations be over the church. Because they got their stuff. Because he said in there, he gave everything to the Israelites. The service, the order, and everything. He might have given them all this other stuff, but he didn't give them this. So if he didn't give them this, why in the world you said that they part of the church now? The only way to be part of the church, they come into the fold. Just like Kadesh right here. That's all the way. Go ahead and read, bro.
And the voice of Yahweh spake unto him again, and said again the second time, what God have cleansed, that call not thou come.
Mm-hmm.
This was done thrice, and the vessel was received up again into heaven.
Okay, now y'all can read. We're gonna skip down for time's sake, but we're gonna get to the part where he was dealing with Cornelius, right? Y'all can read the rest of this on your own, but pick it up at verse 28. What did it say, brother?
28. And he said unto them, Ye know that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company or come unto one of another nation. But Yah have shown me that I should not call any man common or unclean.
That's right, because he was going through the spiel and everything, and they was calling other nations unclean. I can't call another person common or unclean. Because whatever the Father cleansed to come in, hey, that's his job. He the one has mercy on who he gonna have mercy on. That's right. We can't make that call. All our job is to teach and do. That's it. Let's go to another spot they use. Let's go to Colossians chapter 2. And we got a lot more scripture here. Colossians chapter 2. This is another spot they'll go. See, you got to know their doctrine. Once you learn their doctrine, y'all should know we all came out of that church. I was about to say something else. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Colossians chapter 2, we'll read verses 14 and 15, because these are two they use. I know my pops tried to use it on me, but we had to shut that down. Colossians chapter 2 and verse 14. What did it say, brother?
Blotting out the handwriting of ordinances that was against us, which was contrary to us, and took it out of the way, nailing it to his cross.
They said that's where he got rid of the laws and everything. But they also skipped down to verse 16, and they use this. Go ahead and read.
Let no man therefore judge you in meat or in drink, or in respect of an holy day, or of the new moon, or of the Shabbat day. He
said, man, so you can't judge me. He said, let no man judge me in meat and in drink. Hey, man, nobody judging you. We just read. I'm going to show you the judgment in Isaiah, but ain't nobody judging you. I'm just reading the book. He told you, and he's not even talking to those so-called Christians, Sunday Christians. There were no Sunday Christians around back then. That started in 70 AD. Constantine started that mess. But when you go in here and read about this, you can't use that, because he was telling them, Paul telling the Colossians, don't let nobody judge you in these things.
And they don't even keep Shabbat days or holy days.
They don't keep holy days. Y'all keep holidays.
Right.
And then he said the new moon. When last time you did the new moon?
What did he?
Yeah. When last time, like you said, dealing with the Sabbath days with an S on it. And that's the high Sabbath. Them the feast days. All that stuff has Sabbaths and everything. So you don't deal with those things. So this is not talking to you. Let's go to, this is another one they use. Let's go to Matthew chapter 15. I'm telling you, it's easy work. But I guarantee you go read that Isaiah to them. After that, you should have had no more dietary law conversation. Matthew chapter 15. We're going to read verses 1 through 20. Go ahead, my brother.
Then came to Yahweh scribes and Pharisees, which were of Jerusalem.
They always, you're going to always have these people with the spirit around, Go ahead and read, brother. Try to get there.
All right, saying,
Mm-hmm.
why do thy disciples transgress the tradition of the elders?
Mm-hmm.
For they wash not their hands when they eat bread.
See, they had this little tradition that, you had to go through this little washing ceremony and all this other stuff, just like they got tradition today. Man, why y'all don't keep Christmas? Why y'all don't keep Thanksgiving? Why y'all don't do these things? What did he say?
But he answered and said unto them,
This is Messiah talking. Go ahead.
why do you also transgress the commandment of Yah by your tradition?
Hey, that's what you need to ask your family member. They say, man, so y'all don't do Christmas, why you don't do this day? Why you don't do that day? Well, why you transgress the laws of your God by your tradition?
Mhm.
You said that you believe in God, you walk around with this Bible. So why do you transgress the law of God by your tradition? See, y'all gonna get into some fights with y'all family members. See, y'all been playing with them. When y'all start putting these scripts on them, that's when the fight's gonna start, y'all.
That's right.
See, y'all been playing with y'all family members with this dietary law, trying to explain something to them. You go in these scripts, that's when the fight gonna start. And them phone calls gonna be made. You know what I'm saying? And then they might pull some tricks on you. So you gotta be aware. They have a family meeting. So you really got to be careful because they're gonna start, you never know, because them unclean spirits, we'll read about the unclean spirit. These folks get these unclean spirits on them. Hey, they'll invite you up to the house. I ain't nothing in that pot. Just to see, you know what I'm saying? They got all kind of foolishness going on. But those who really respect you, they're gonna let you know, don't touch that pot.
Right.
That's your pot right there.
That's right.
If they want you over there,
Yep.
there's a lot of them respect you. This your food over here. Even if you're at work. Hey,
That's right.
they did me like that. I was about to go, I'm investigated anyway. But if they really like you, they were like, nah. This not your buffet right here. You need to get your lunch somewhere else.
That's right. It's your weekend.
Go ahead and read, brother.
Verse 4.
Uh-huh.
For Yah commanded, saying, honor thy father and mother, and he that curseth father or mother, let him die the death.
Oh, he put the 10 on it. Go ahead.
But ye say, whosoever should say unto his father, to his mother, it is a gift, by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me, and honor not his father, his mother, he shall be free.
So they got their own traditions, everything. They're like my brother-in-law had a shirt I really like. He had commandments over tradition. See, they had traditions over commandments.
Right.
Right.
By, all of their foolishness. I forget what's written in this book. We're going to do the traditions. We was caught up in that one time. That's why I have mercy on them to a certain extent. After I talk to you, show you several times, after that, I ain't talking to you anymore. Let's talk about something else, because dietary law ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, brother.
And honor not his father or his mother, he shall be free. Thus have ye made the commandment of Yah of none effect by your tradition. Ye hypocrites. Well did Isaiah prophesy of you, saying, this people draw nigh unto me with their mouth, and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me.
They always talk about me and Lord this and Lord that, but their mind is far from. They ain't trying to hear this. As long as this book cool, they Lord Jesus and all that other stuff. But open the books up. They just look at you crazy. Go ahead and read, bro.
But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines and the commandments of men.
Yeah.
He called the multitude and said unto them, hear and understand. Not that which goeth into the mouth defileth the man, but that which cometh out of the mouth defileth a man. See, that's what they'll use. They'll say, hey, see, if I eat some pig meat, that don't foul me. This is what's come out of my mouth. Well, you double the foul because you done ate it. And then you're talking crazy saying that you can eat it. Go ahead and read. And then came his disciples and said unto him, knowest thou that the Pharisees were offended after they heard this saying? I'm quite sure they were. Go ahead. But he answered and said, every plant which my heavenly Father have not planted shall be rooted up. Y'all hear that? So when you start telling, hey, you might not be the plant. Time will tell. I know he gives people space to repent.
That's right.
But like he said, hey, if the Father didn't plant you, like the brother, like we did that lesson about the vessel on the dishonor.
Yes, sir.
It's still on my mind, bro. If he didn't plant you, you're gonna be rooted up. Go ahead and read.
Let them alone.
Let them what?
Let them alone.
Leave them alone, y'all. They ain't trying to hear this. Because you're gonna end up getting yourself in trouble. This is red letter, right?
Yes,
This is
sir.
this blood,
Say blood, bro.
Brother Charles, blood, eh? Go ahead.
They be blind leaders of the blind.
Yeah.
And if the blind lead the blind, both should fall into a ditch.
Hey, you listen to your leader. Not only he, because some of y'all listen to these Jezebel teachers out here, these female women, preachers out here, and y'all gonna follow this right with them. We had there's a sister got it. Well, I ain't gonna say no sister. It's a female preacher got a church down there. A whole bunch of dudes flocking down there. Go ahead and read. All of them gonna fall in the pit. Why? Because they teaching the tradition of men over the commandments of Yah. Go ahead and read.
And then Peter answered and said unto him, declare unto us this parable. Yahweh said, are ye also without understanding?
Hey, sometimes, people don't have the understanding, y'all. Even though you can be in this walk on certain things, don't beat folks up because a lot of people are understanding. He has an opening understanding to certain things. But he asked him, you not understand? Without understanding, go ahead.
Do ye not yet understand that whatsoever entered in at the mouth goes into the belly?
Yeah.
And is cast out into the draught?
That's right. That's when you go to that vessel of dishonor to drop it off, right? Go ahead.
And this was a time.
Drink the water out of it.
Yeah. So they'll take you here but anyway, go ahead and read.
This was a time where they wasn't arguing over y'all. Oh, can we eat them pork rinds? They knew it was understood between everybody who was here. Like, we don't eat pork. So they knew what he talking about, what we eating was clean. All right, so it say, verse 18, but those things which proceed out of the mouth come from the heart, and they defile the man.
This will defile you, this stuff coming out of your mouth, because when you out there telling folk, you can eat anything, you can pray over and all that, you defile yourself. That will defile you. Yeah, you unclean, and it's an abomination to eat these things. We read that over in Leviticus. Go ahead and read, brother.
For out of the heart proceed evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornications, thefts, false witnesses, blasphemy. These are the things which defile a man.
Yeah.
Which defile a man. But to eat with unwashed hands, defile not a man. That's
right, because he was saying that's what they'll take you to. Like that's another one they'll try to use to circumvent this dietary law. But they said, we can eat. What you put in your mouth don't defile you is what comes out. But you not already defile yourself because you said that you can eat it.
Right.
But let's go. You said that long you can eat it, long as you pray over and it's clean. That's defiling you. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 28.
Matthew 15 wasn't talking about eating pork and shrimp.
Nah.
It was talking about eating with unwashed hands versus the laws and commandments of the Most High.
That's all it was talking about. It's just like going back to Acts chapter 10. It wasn't talking about food. And these are two spots they'll take you to circumvent the dietary law. Let's go to Proverbs 28, because he said what comes out of the mouth defiles you, right? So when you tell the people you can pray over and eat anything as long as you pray over, you good, right? That's what they say. Well, let's see what the book say. Proverbs chapter 28, we read 9 and 10. What did it say, brother?
He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be an abomination.
Hey, when you out here trying to tell about this dietary law, they turn their ear away from it. He said, man, even their prayers is abomination. Why? Because you refuse to hear the words of the Most High, the Creator, man. The one that got you breathing every second, millisecond. So you can't pray over whatever, eat whatever and pray over. Go ahead and read 10. What that 10 say, brother?
Whoso causeth the righteous to go astray in the evil way, he shall fall himself into his own pit. But the upright shall have good things in possession.
Hallelujah. Let's move a little farther, y'all. Let's go to he said they prayers is abomination. So you already know y'all not trying to hear the law. And then a lot of people wondering why that prayer is not answered. He's not hearing you because you don't want to keep no law. You don't want to hear anything. In other words, you go pray to your God and leave me alone. And then he'll see what your end gonna be. Let's go to Deuteronomy 14. But he had something for the priest. I hope my notes right. Deuteronomy 14. And then we're gonna get into the personal cleanliness. But you had to go and dig in on this dietary law because our people got a real problem with this. I think some of these Israelites got a problem with some of this too. Because when you start dealing, we talk about the dietary law, you talk about the swine. Don't you know they put this swine or pig in a whole lot of toothpaste, pills, vitamins, ice cream, cereal. Y'all got to watch that stuff. Gummy bear, anything with like, now all gelatin is not pork based, you know what I'm saying? Some of it is beef based, whatever. You just got to do your due diligence and research it out.
There you go.
You know, it's just like the class we came out of. They have a research team. They research all that stuff. You go on their website and they got a whole list of clean and unclean stuff. You know, and they constantly updating it. You go there buy bread, certain breads are unclean because all this stuff is in there. Even then, I mean, they got it in all this stuff. Deuteronomy 14, we'll read verses 1 through 3 and then skip down to 21. What that one say, bro?
Ye are the children of the Lord your God.
Mm-hmm.
Ye should not cut yourselves nor make any baldness between your eyes for the dead.
Okay, that's another lesson. Go ahead.
For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God, and the Lord have chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself above all the nations that are upon the earth.
We read that in Exodus. They also in Leviticus 20. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not eat any abominable thing.
That's right. Skip down to verse 21.
Ye shall not eat anything that dieth of itself.
Yeah.
Thou shalt give it unto the stranger that is in thy gates.
You give it to who?
The stranger that is in thy gates.
So in other words, hey, if we coming out, let's say we coming out of America, and the stranger's with us. I can't give it to you to eat. You can eat it. You know what I'm saying? He said, because we are a holy nation, we are above what?
All people.
All people.
No, brother.
I'm talking hate, ain't it?
Yeah, you speaking hate. You speaking hate. You can't.
Hey, y'all, my teacher hate on them. Hey, that's what the book say.
Below all people. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. If we're below all people, yeah, brother, you're right about that.
It ain't no.
It sound right. Yeah. Okay.
You gotta take your feelings out of it when you're dealing with the law, because this a hard scripture.
Come on,
a lot of people be like, "What?" But it's a bunch of stuff. Like it say something in the law to where, like, if I die, you know what I'm saying, my brother had to sleep with my wife to keep my line going.
That's right, brother.
You know what I'm saying? That is, I like that. No, I don't. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't about your feelings though.
It ain't about my feelings though.
But if you have a son, you good to go at.
Right. Is there something I like? No. But the Most High ain't gonna say, well, Father,
Since you don't like
that, kid. Tweak that a little bit to, you know.
But you gotta realize, hey man, this is Hebrew Israelite culture. This is the laws and stuff he put on the table. We don't know anything about it because we've been so westernized. We are minds jacked up.
Right.
We still I'm still learning some things. I'm still trying to get some of this stuff out of my mind. And the more time you spend in this book and accept what's written, if you want to live this Israelite life spiritually, you got to let this Western mindset go.
You got to. If you wanna really understand the scriptures, you can't even be reading the scriptures like you can't read about polygyny in the Bible and be like, well, what is he cheating on Sarah with? Nah,
all these women and stuff. And see, a lot of your sisters got a problem with this multiple wife deal. A lot of guys doing that's a whole nother lesson. I ain't gonna get into it because I don't want to kill no fire on the Shabbat. You hear me? We'll deal with that in due time. But right now, I'm just saying what I'm saying is, in order to understand a lot of stuff in this book, It got to be on a spiritual level.
Yeah.
This is a spiritual book. This is not a. You can't do this. Read this spiritual book with a carnal mind.
That's right, bro.
It ain't. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
That's what. Go ahead, bro.
Now I was gonna say they even teach us to read backwards in this.
You supposed to read right to left.
Hebrew was from right to left. They taught us to
I found
read
myself
left to
writing
right.
somebody.
And then look, we tell our kids, that's backwards.
Yeah.
Now actually they doing what's really instilled in them from the day that they were born.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? It's just this system got us thinking that this is the right way to do things.
I used to think I was crazy. I used to read my Bible like this. I used to start back here in the Bible. I used to go like this. There's something wrong with me.
No,
But really, it wasn't nothing wrong with me.
that's you.
I used to read my Bible like this. But it's instinctive in your DNA called who you are.
But people say, man, that man crazy. No, it's if you gonna understand this right here, then you'll see. But you can't see it because you don't have your spiritual eyes on.
Right.
You still in sun worship mode, trying to get cleaned up. Just keep it real with yourself. That's one thing I can understand. Did I tell you last night? I said, man, one thing I can keep it real with myself. If I'm jacked up, man, I'm jacked up, and I need, to be cleaned up in the area. The reason why I can keep it real with myself because I could go and repent. When you think you are right, you're not gonna repent for the Most High. You think you are right.
The physician has no need of a doctor.
Come on.
That's right. We all jacked up. But you know why? Because we're going to deal with that next month in the so-called Hebrew history. He don't call it black history. It's Hebrew history. And when he told us, hey, when I threw you out that land, he took our clothing from us. He took the glory of the woman. He took that long, pretty hair that y'all had from him. He took the men, and the status they was in. He did the numbers on us. He said, I'm going to do this until you be destroyed.
Breaking the law.
That's crazy.
And all we doing is trying to get status back. When a brother read this book, when a woman used to run the household, he started reading this book and getting that power back. And he started, look here, woman. I'm not trying to demean any woman. Hey, I'm the head of the household. Bam, but such and such, such and such. And you be like, okay, what's wrong with this cat here? He been tripping since he been reading that book.
Yeah, he tripping.
Or vice versa.
Nah, he tripping.
It could be vice versa. See, we jacked up in the mind.
That's right. Hey, bro.
Yeah.
We going to Romans right quick. Yeah, take us there.
Yeah, let's go to Romans.
Romans.
Yeah, I'm gonna deviate for a minute, y'all. Then we'll get back. We out. Yeah.
Well, we talking about law.
Yes, sir.
7-1.
Romans 7-1.
Yeah. You right, bro.
How we doing on time? We got about 29 more minutes.
We doing this now. This time taking
Romans 7.
Yeah, 7-1.
Romans 7-1. Go ahead and read, bro.
Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, how that the law have dominion over a man as long as he liveth.
Drop down 12.
All right. It says, wherefore the law is holy and the commandment holy,
yes,
and
sir.
just and good.
And it's just and good. This Paul speaking, right?
Yeah, that's Paul. Who is he talking to?
For Israel.
You talking to Israel. This not Pauline, this Paul.
Yeah, not Pauline.
See, when you start dealing on that going back to the Western culture, the culture we're in now.
Yeah.
Hey man, we just being cleaned up.
That's right.
But we got to get this thing on a spiritual level, brothers and sisters.
Hey, read 25.
Brother Charles, you want to put a 6 by 6?
No. That's the last one.
All right. Verse 25.
I thank Yah through Jesus Christ our Lord. So then with the mind I myself serve the law of Yah.
Yeah.
But with the flesh, the law of sin.
Hallelujah, man. Remember with that, bro. So we got to get our mind, to understand a whole lot of this stuff. Hey, we got to get our mind right to accept it. There's no way around it. Where are we, brother?
We are at Deuteronomy 14. We skipped down to
21.
We was at 21, yeah. We're still in the middle of 21.
Middle 21. Go ahead and read.
It says that he may eat, or thou mayest sell it to an alien, For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. Thou shalt not seed a kid in his mother's milk.
Hey, we are supposed to be a holy nation. Certain things that we cannot do, certain things we cannot eat. We got to get that in our spirit. You We've been beaten down so bad by these nations, we can't even see ourselves above other nations.
That's right.
I can see myself above them.
They say Jesus died for every nation.
Oh,
Huh?
Jesus died for every nation.
So they say.
Read. That's all you got to do. Read.
this is Gentile, right?
Huh?
Alien is somebody that's not of your nation, not of your country.
Right.
Okay.
That's exactly what it is. That's what the alien is. If they're not of Israel, heathens, aliens, whatever you want to call them. Because, you know, the book used different, you know.
You gotta pay attention to context a lot of times.
Right.
That's it.
Now, let's look at something else they taught us in this heathen Western Hemisphere. Yeah. Let's go to Genesis chapter 6. Now, the dietary law was already in the beginning, right? Let's go to Genesis. And then we got a few more, and then we're going to get into the cleanliness law, and then we'll be done about the personal cleanliness. Genesis chapter 6. We just need a few verses here. Y'all can sit around and play with these people with this dietary law y'all want to. I'm not. I'm just going to have them to read the book, and after that, if they want to continue on, man, I ain't got nothing else to say to you. You got to take that up with the Most High. You want Satan, you go and hang out with Satan. You can hide behind the tree all you want to. That's on you. I hate to be, well, I ain't gonna say I hate to be, you know, I work for the Most High, even Jesus. So it is what it is. Because I know one thing, I want out of this captivity. Hell, I'm tired of it. Every time I turn on TV or just click on the internet, you got this whole world foolishness going on. And Israel is the main Justin clown. You know what? Let's forget about the other nations for right now. Look at our people. Man, we're a bunch of clowns, man. And the sisters, the bad part about it, the sisters getting worse. The women out there. That's why I'm saying, sisters, it's so many women out there need some teaching out there. We're supposed to be a nation. Y'all got a certain job to do. We got a certain job to do. But you got some sisters want to teach the men. Well, you know, a lot of guys say, well, you women can't teach. Y'all supposed to be, the elder women supposed to be teaching the younger women certain things. If they'll listen. I know you're not going to reach everybody. It's like, we're not going to reach all the brothers out there in the street. They've been turned over to Satan. But they're going to hear this word before the Most High crack their head open. And he got it set up where, hey, they got them in prison houses. You're not going to listen to it here. I'm going to send the minister to the prison to preach to you. I'm going to send the sisters or somebody to the women to teach them. You're going to hear it one way or the other. Genesis 6, we're going to read 17 through 22. What did it say, brother?
And behold, I do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. But with thee will I establish my covenant.
Now this the Most High, he dealing with Noah, because Noah was back in this day teaching this thing. You know, they was wicked back then, just like they wicked today. And you know, when you out there teaching everything, you know, people want to make mockery of you when you out here trying to teach this word. This is a funny game to a lot of people. Until it's time for the wrath to come up. Then the funny game's not over. I always use New Orleans as an example. I remember that Mary was telling them for 3 or 4 days to get out of New Orleans. They thought it was a joke. You know, when they realized it was Jack, this thing was real, when they was on top of them houses hollering for help.
Yeah.
That's the same thing back in Noah's day. It's gonna be the same thing back in the time to come. Same thing, nothing new under the sun, people. Go ahead and read.
It says, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons and thy wife, and thy sons' wives with thee, and of every living thing of all flesh, two of every sort shalt thou bring into the ark, to keep them alive with thee.
Where are you, brother?
Verse 19.
Okay, see, that's what they taught us in school, right? They brought them in 2 by 2. But see, when we not taught the book, And see, we can't depend on the school system to teach our children everything. That's on us.
Said nothing.
That's right.
Well, our children go to school to learn certain language and all this stuff, and you go up to college to learn a certain to get a certain curriculum, get you a job or whatever it is. But this is what they taught us. And our parents taught us this too, because they never came and said, hey, that's wrong what they taught you. Go ahead and read.
And to keep them alive with thee, they should be male and female,
Mm-hmm.
of fowls after their kind, and of cattle after their kind, of every creeping thing of the earth after his kind.
Mm-hmm.
2 of every sort shall come unto thee to keep them alive.
Mm-hmm.
And take thou unto thee of all food that is eaten, and thou shalt gather it to thee.
Mm-hmm.
And it shall be for food for thee and for them.
Mm-hmm.
Thus did Noah according to all that Yah commanded him.
Okay, let's go to Genesis chapter 7. Let's go down to 7. We'll read 1 and 2.
And
Now, they taught us that when they came in 2 by 2. Go ahead and read, brother.
And the Lord said unto Noah,
Mm-hmm.
come thou and all thy house into the ark, for thee have I seen righteousness before me in this generation.
Yeah.
Of every clean beast thou shalt take unto thee by 7.
Every what?
Clean beast thou shalt take unto thee by 7.
Uh-huh.
The male and his female.
So you got to take the clean beast, 7 males and 7 females, right?
Uh-huh.
They taught us in school it was brought in 2 by 2, right?
That's right.
See how they give you little something, and then they've been doing that the whole time you've been going to school. I always say, man, even in college, they got different levels of college. We got the 2-year program. They got the 4-year program. You go get your master's.
Uh-huh.
Then you have HBCUs. You got the regular, all of the Gentile stuff. And then you got college where the presidents and all these folks running the country, they're on a totally different education system. They're just like the school, started from the school system. They got us in public schools or whatever. You can put them in private school, and they got an institution where they teach the children a whole different curriculum.
Yeah.
And guess what? They know this stuff. And the information they know in this Bible, they've been keeping it from us. Those folks up there running these countries, they know this stuff. Why you think they wage a war on the Hebrew Israelites?
They know who we are.
Why you think those fake so-called Jewish people teaming up with the police? They already know they run the police. And then, hey, man, our main job is to kill off all the males. Now they're killing the sisters now.
Yeah.
These folks know this stuff. But if they can keep Israel the information, they keep this book from us, they got us. Go ahead and read, bro. Did we finish that?
Verse 3. You
Yeah.
read verse 3.
No. Let's go to I just want to throw that in there about the clean and unclean animal, because he let them know, hey, all the unclean, you take them in there by 2. And 7 by 7 with the clean. What you got, sister? Which one?
Genesis 9:3.
Sister, I'm on I tell you what, let's hold a question to the end of Clay. Let me get, because we still got quite a few to go to. I thought it was in the script. Let's go to Genesis chapter 8. We'll get to that. Genesis chapter 8, we'll read 15 through 20. Okay, go ahead, brother. Genesis chapter 8, because he had them take the clean and unclean, mean 7 by 7 with the clean, right? He had to do something with them. Let's go to Genesis 8 and pick it up at verse 15. What did it say, bro?
And Yah spake unto Noah, saying,
Yeah.
Go forth of the ark, thou and thy wife and thy sons' wives with thee.
Mm-hmm.
Bring forth with thee every living thing that is with thee of all flesh, both of fowl and of cattle, and of every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth,
Right.
that they may breed abundantly in the earth,
Mm-hmm.
and be fruitful and multiply upon the earth.
Yeah.
And Noah went forth, and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives with him.
Go ahead.
Every beast, every creeping thing, and every fowl, and whatsoever creepeth upon the earth, after their kind went forth out of the ark.
Go ahead.
Out of the ark.
Uh-huh.
And Noah built an altar unto the Lord.
He built the what?
An altar. And took every clean beast and every fowl, offered burnt offerings on the altar.
That's why you had to have more clean animals on there, because you can't sacrifice and offer up an offering with unclean beasts. That's why they went on there 7 by 7. What you got, sis?
Is that why, because of the clean, because everything was destroyed with the flood? And that's when he put meat on the table, because in the beginning,
Oh, yeah.
Genesis,
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
we had,
Right.
we had
Green herb.
The herbs,
green herbs and everything.
Yeah.
And that's when meat was put on the table.
Well, you
Pretty
go
much.
back and say, you go back to when they sin. Remember here the sacrifice. Well, just dealing with the sacrifice, but
Yeah, this one meat we put on the table.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, because everything else was destroyed, all
Mhm.
the vegetation and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he just actually answered your question, I think, just because he did the clean beast. He didn't do. I know you looking at that
I
every.
knew I missed something.
Well, you were looking at the every. I know what you were looking at. You looking at every, but again, going back to what the brother said about clean beast and what's sanctified to be, by the word of the Lord. So that I know that what you hung up on the every. So that answers the question right there.
So they knew exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he was trained up in Shem House for so many years.
That's right.
That's right.
The reason why they go to that is all because they don't understand. People of this day, they don't understand.
They think that the scripts was written with somebody with the same type of westernized.
Right.
But see, when you have the wrong people teaching you than Israel, then you will be thrown off.
Right.
See, like going back to say, hey, he said that Paul was telling them the laws, the order of the church, everything was given to Israel.
Mm-hmm.
These folks can't teach y'all the book.
Mm-hmm. So then you have to ask the question, how did Noah know what was clean and unclean? So like the young brother said, you got to go into other resources to find out. And
Right.
Shem, he taught Noah. Just like Adam taught all his lineage all the way down through Jared and all of them. So they knew what was clean and unclean. So when he said offer of a beast, he knew he wasn't gonna take no swine flesh and put it on the altar.
Right.
So when you read stuff like this, you gotta understand, how did they know the distinction? They was not in Leviticus. So how did they know the distinction what was clean?
Right.
Somebody had to know that.
That's right.
That's just like going back to Cain and Abel. He knew that he did wrong. Well, 10 was in the Exodus, right?
Right.
He already knew. Somebody had to tell him.
That's right.
So they do. But when we have, like you said, we don't have the other sources and everything, we don't get the full story out. Let's read one thing, Ezekiel. Let's go to Ezekiel. Then we got a couple more, then we'll get into this person clean, and then we'll be done. Ezekiel chapter 4, one verse. I'm trying to get it done, and that way we can do some question and answers after the class. Ezekiel chapter 4, we'll read one verse, 13.
13. And the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whether I will drive them.
That's what I was saying earlier. Hey, all the animals and stuff that we dealing with now, and all
We didn't hear, bro. What you say, Ezekiel what?
Ezekiel chapter 4
Yes.
and verse 13. He said that the children of Israel gonna be eating defiled bread amongst the Gentiles, whether he's driven them. Hey, some of the stuff we eat, you think about the food being defiled. Now, our cattle ate out in the fields and everything, right? How these people growing their foods and stuff, hey, they may have a chicken today, 3 days later, it's a full-grown bird, and it's ready to be shipped off. You know that thing is defiled. Then they shooting all of these different, all kind of steroids, hormone, all this stuff in the food. And you wonder why your child is 6 years old, look like he's 15. You know what I'm saying? Children got mustaches at 9, 10 years old.
Getting musty at 5.
Yeah. Young girl got breasts, they 6 years old.
You can't be still.
And, yeah. Because they hung up, they got this other stuff they use, like high fructose corn syrup, all that stuff. And then another way your food defiled, you go to the restaurant, you in there, you go order a burger, and Joe behind you come and order him a super triple bacon burger, and what they gonna do? Throw that bacon right next to your stuff.
Right there.
You know your stuff defiled.
The juice just run right on yours.
I was in Subway. I went in Subway, and I was up there watching. I said, "I'm gonna have to switch them gloves out." And the sister, I guess she was in a good mood. She did it for me. But she was on there making the person in front of me everything. I want the bacon, I want the ham, and they were just loading that sucker up. And I'm like, sister, I followed that. You want mad chick? She said, oh yeah, I'll do it for you. But think about all them folks who make your food and stuff. They don't swap they back there flipping your food. You go to the restaurant, they flipping your food. And all kind of stuff popping on your food. Hey, especially these barbecue places. Now, this is my experience. When I used to be a firefighter, we made a fire at one of the local barbecue joints. And it was in the middle of the morning. So when we went in there, they had the pork shank, the beef, all this stuff on one carousel, just rotating around. Guess what that pork juice going on the beef? So when you go in there, so I'm going to get me a pulled beef, chopped beef sandwich. You got some pork in there too.
Beef brisket.
Yeah.
Beef brisket with a side of
pork
grease on.
It's all right, yeah.
You go to the restaurant, you don't know if the person clean or unclean preparing your food. And all these companies making these foods and stuff, you don't know what they put in this stuff. All you got to do, look at the ingredients, go look it up. Pork gonna be somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
All your breads, you got to go and research what breads are good. All bread's not good for you to eat because why? It's got lard and all that other stuff in.
They're not required to put every ingredient in. I mean, so you know what I'm saying. Even if you don't see nothing on there, you just gotta know. He said we gonna eat the foul bread among the Gentiles.
And he said he gonna eat the foul bread. Guess what? You gonna eat the foul bread.
Better make sure make sure it's clean, and make sure you don't see nothing unclean on it and consume it.
That's where your prayer over the food comes in,
right.
There. If you know you're doing the best you can do to observe the cleanliness law and the dietary law, then you pray over and ask for more time to bless and cleanse it for the consumption in your body.
In full faith, because if you eat it and you doubt it, that's sin. Scripture say that's sin.
Get that this door stop and put it up back there. That way you don't have to keep. But anyway, let's go to Isaiah chapter 65. He said, you're going to be eating the foul bread. But I'm telling you not, hey, he said, I'm going to eat the foul bread, so I'm going to go on and eat meat. Don't do that.
That's real for sin.
I just want to throw that out there because, we always try to slick and do something. Isaiah chapter 65, we read 2 through 6.
Yes, sir.
Isaiah
Yes, sir.
65.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so
Isaiah chapter 65, pick it up at 2. What did it say, brother?
I have spread out my hands all the day unto a rebellious people, which walketh in a way that was not good after their own thoughts.
He's talking to Israel because Israel is the rebellious people. How we know that? We part of them. We are Israel. We was rebellious at one time. Some of us still got some rebellious in them. Let's just keep it real with ourselves, people. Go ahead and read.
A people that provoked me to anger continually to my face, that sacrifice in gardens and burn of incense upon altars of brick, which remaineth among the graves. Trying to talk to the dead. And lodge in the monument, which eat swine's flesh.
Eats what?
Swine's flesh.
And what else?
And broth. Broth or soup of abominable things in their vessels.
Hey, that's why I said earlier, hey, your family member said, all you got to do is just take the meat out of the pork out of it. No, the broth is abominable.
That's it, bro.
I can't go over there and eat no shrimp, fried rice, and pick the shrimp out of it. I can't do that.
I'm just gonna pick the shrimp out.
Yeah.
You can't get the gumbo?
I can't get the gumbo with the shrimp in it. If it's chicken gumbo, I eat it. But if we got any other things that we read earlier, I can't eat it. Because the broth is jacked up. Because you know you're gonna have some family member gonna ask you, hey man, you just do that right there. No, I can't do that.
Just take the meat off the meat lover's piece. You'll be all right.
Yeah. Go ahead and read, brother.
Says, which say, stand by thyself.
Mm-hmm.
Come not near to me.
Mm-hmm.
For I am holier than thou.
Mm-hmm.
These are smoke in my nose.
Yeah.
A fire that burneth all the day.
Yeah.
Behold, it is written before me. I will not keep silence, but will recompense, even recompense it to their bosom.
Ooh-wee. Let's go flip over to 66.
Uh-oh.
He telling y'all the ones who be eating that swine flesh and the abominable in their vessels, right? Now this end time right here.
66, baby.
Hey, Messiah coming right here. And he got the message for all you jokers want to circumvent the dietary law. All you jokers want to argue with jokers about you can eat everything you want to. Y'all can play all you want to. But this is a mention from the Most High, even his son Jesus. Go ahead.
Right.
We're going to read verses 15 through 17.
Yes, sir.
Isaiah 66, verse 15. What did it say, bro?
For behold, the Lord will come with fire.
Yeah.
With fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind.
He said, behold, the Lord might come.
Will come.
He coming, y'all. Go ahead and read.
To render his anger with fury.
Yeah.
And his rebuke with flames of fire.
Yes,
Because one thing about it, Messiah is hot at Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And he said when he come back, he's starting with the house first.
Yes, sir.
So he gonna crack Israel head first, and then he gonna deal with the heathen. See, a lot of jokers think he gonna come out and take down the heathen. No, he gonna come down and take down Israel first.
He gonna clean up the house first.
Hey man, when you go, if you have children in your house and they got their friends over, who you gonna get first? The children, your friends' children, you gonna get your children. Because they over there doing something they got to fit.
That's right.
You gonna hit yours first. And if they if friends so happen to hang around, they gonna get a little taste too. Because you shouldn't have been over here with them. So you think the Messiah not gonna come back? He gonna come and just do the strangers? He said, I'm gonna get Israel first. Go ahead and read, bro.
For by fire and by his sword would the Lord plead with all flesh.
He gonna plead with everybody. Yeah.
And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
You mean
sweet Jesus?
Yes, sir. He coming back and he said, hey, it's gonna be a whole lot of people. I'm gonna kill you. No, sir. He ain't coming back, with presents and you know what I'm saying? Hugging on everybody, and he ain't coming in he ain't the dude in the manger, none of that.
He ain't the gentle.
He's not the lamb, and the precious lamb. He coming like the lion.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and read, bro.
They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens.
Yeah.
Behind one tree in the midst.
What tree is in the midst? We're going back to Genesis, right?
Yes, sir.
Hey, did he tell Adam, don't deal with that tree in the midst of the garden? And Eve went over there and got caught up. That same one. That's who you hide behind. Doing what?
Eating swine's flesh.
You back there eating your pig meat sandwich pot?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you got you a bowl of that gumbo, huh?
Mm-hmm. You got a bag of skins.
You got a bag of skins.
So he said, if you eat swine's flesh, you following behind the one tree in the midst.
Mm-hmm. Woo. You hollering behind Satan. That's who got you doing this whole thing. He always have you doing the opposite what the Father and the Son set up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going down to the lake and I'm gonna take y'all with me because I know y'all are rebellious people.
Yeah.
Satan knows that.
He know your nature.
Satan knows that I can get my seed, which is the other nation, to keep them from reading this book. Hey, you keep them from reading this book and keeping them from doing law, statute, commandment, they'll forever be in captivity. Some of us so comfortable in captivity, we think we part of America. We an American. That's what we call ourselves, right? Well, that's what they call themselves. I don't call myself American. I just use it whenever it's convenient. And if it benefit me for the moment, I do it. Other than that, man, I'm an Israelite. Hebrew. If you give me some discount,
You're African American again.
But when it come down to this word right here, I'm an Israelite. When it come down to dietary law, I'm an Israelite. But keep giving them discounts. Where we brought to
17.
Go to 17.
And the abomination.
Yeah.
And the mouse.
Yes, sir. What they gonna do?
Shall be consumed together, saith the Lord.
He said, both of y'all will be. He said, y'all gonna be consumed together. That's the lake of fire, ain't it?
Yes, sir.
When you consume something, what happens?
It's burnt up.
That's burnt up, ain't it? So that's for you. All you people want to circumvent the dietary law and continue to eat anything you want to eat. This the end game for you right here.
Yes, sir.
Unless you repent and turn from your wicked ways and turn from this eating these unclean things. Now let's go into let's look at the personal cleanliness and we'll be done. We got a few more. I ain't gonna tell you how many. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 12. Let's look at the cleanliness, personal cleanliness, because he gave us something else. And to my brother who think that I just said keep the 10 to get in and nothing else, and you ain't got to do anything else. No, I want to talk about that. We do things about subject and title. I was just talking about the 10. We also got dietary law, cleanliness law. We got a whole lot of other laws. Just like I read earlier in Matthew, he said, hang on these two, hang all the laws and the prophets, right? So we just covered everything. If we do classes like that, we'd be here 2 months going through this book on one subject. Leviticus chapter 12, verse 1. What did it say, brother?
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying,
Yeah.
If a woman have conceived seed,
Yeah,
and born a man child, then she shall be unclean 7 days.
sister, how long? If y'all bear a male child, how long? Okay, go ahead and read.
According to the days of the separation for her infirmity, shall he be unclean? Shall she be unclean?
You're unclean 7 days, right? And what else?
And in the 8th day, the flesh of his foreskin shall be circumcised.
Okay, on the 8th day, you're born a male child on the 8th day. Don't let them do it the next day. On the 8th day, get your son circumcised, the foreskin. Go ahead and read.
And she shall then continue in the blood of her purifying 30 days.
Yeah.
She shall touch no hallowed thing, nor come into the sanctuary until the days of her purifying be fulfilled.
So how many days is the purified fulfilled, sisters?
Plus the 6.
Plus the what?
Plus the 6.
Plus the 7. So how many you got? You got 40 for the male child, right? Let's go. Go ahead and read verse 5.
But if she bear a maid child,
Yeah.
then shall she be unclean for 2 weeks, as in her separation, and shall continue in the blood of her purifying 66 days.
So we're looking at 66 days. What we're looking at?
66 days.
Just double.
Yep.
And when the days of her purifying are fulfilled, for a son or for a daughter, she shall bring a lamb for first year for a burnt offering, and a young pigeon.
Oh, no, we got to worry about that. I didn't want to show that. That's dealing with the sacrifice. We don't do the sacrifice anymore. So we know that when you have a male child, you got to be gone, and you got your pure, time of cleanliness, right? Let's go to Leviticus chapter 15. Skip over to 15. They're like some sisters, like he said that you got to be away from the sanctuary, right? I know some places tell folks, hey, we don't want you coming around. We just meeting in the hotel here.
It's not a sanctuary,
right?
A hallowed vessel,
right?
Yep. Exactly.
We talking about they ain't going into no temple and they ain't going in no what?
And they ain't doing no service, touching no holy things. So
they ain't touching no holy thing.
Come on, really?
And this as far as like eating and what I'm saying, like earthen. Scripture talk about earthen vessels. We don't cook in earthen vessels. We cook in stainless steel pots, pans. Because if that issue get in that earthen vessel that's from the earth made with dirt, pottery, you know what I'm saying? You can't get that out of there. So you got to break that, get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? How do you get stuff off of stainless steel pot? They tell you hot water. You see what I'm saying? So you ain't gotta be breaking. Don't be in your house breaking your glasses and snapping your spoons in half.
Yeah, just going crazy with it. Because we could get so deep in stuff, man, and we be like, it's just like a joke, like you said, if your eye offend you, plug it out. You be able to try to take your eye out. Come on now. If your tongue offend you, cut your tongue out. You be able to try to saw your tongue. Anyway,
where we at?
Leviticus chapter 15. We'll pick it up at 16. What did it say, bro?
16.
15 and 16.
If any man's seed of copulation go out from him.
All right, and we talk about the husband going into his wife, right? And see the copulation come out. What they need to do?
Then he shall wash all his flesh in water and be unclean unto the evening.
Hey,
all your flesh,
your whole body.
Yeah.
Take a bath.
Yeah.
Scrub head from toe.
Yeah.
Clean yourself up. Go ahead and read.
And every garment. Take all them sheets off.
Yeah.
And every skin. Wherein is the seed of copulation shall be washed with water and be unclean until the evening.
Yeah.
The woman also with whom the man shall lie with seed of copulation, they shall both bathe themselves in water and be unclean until the evening.
That's right.
And if the woman have an issue, and her issue in her flesh be blood, she should be put apart 7 days. Whosoever toucheth her shall be unclean until the evening.
Hey, if you touch her, you are unclean until the evening. So in other words, you got to watch your clothes, watch yourself up, and you are unclean until the evening. Go ahead and read.
And everything that she lieth upon in her separation shall be unclean. Everything also that she sitteth upon shall be unclean. And whosoever touches her bed shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water. And be unclean until the evening. And whosoever,
go ahead, your brother.
22.
Go ahead.
Whosoever touches anything that she sat upon shall wash his clothes, bathe himself in water, be unclean until the evening.
He just constantly tell you, hey, if you touch her and everything, clean yourself up, you'll be clean in the evening. That's basically what it is.
This is everything that the issue is on that you touch.
Right.
So the evening, that's the next day.
Right.
Right. Skip that. Pick it up at verse 24. What did it say, brother?
And if any man lie with her at all, and her flowers be upon him, he shall be unclean 7 days. And all the bed upon whereon he lieth shall be unclean.
They're not saying that like when she's flowering and everything that you go into her. It's just that when y'all get together and she started, then you're unclean, for 7 days.
Right.
So, like I was saying, both of them was unclean for 7 days. Now, you do not go into your wife while she flowering and everything. A lot of jokers be trying to do it. I never understood that. Because be honest with you, I always been like, from a teenager, when young ladies would say, oh, I'm like, ugh. That's what me. I'm like, okay, you stay away from me, partner. I just keep it at 100. Yeah, I'm like, okay, you stay on over there.
Can I throw this in? Because I know a lot of times this confuses a lot of sisters. Like when you see them bringing a sin offering for a lot of this, a lot is not because they had the issue itself, but sometimes when you read, the issue will run longer, brought upon because of a transgression. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they had to bring the sin offering for this. It's not because you had your monthly that you sinned or that you off with the Most High. Is you can have them 7 days, then it run a little longer. That could have been brought upon you for a transgression. That's why you had to go holler at the priest. You know what I'm saying? They'll let you know, okay, well, you need to do this, you need to do this.
That's at verse 25.
Yeah.
Okay, for time's sake, I'm gonna try to hit all the high points because we over 2 hours. We did 24, right?
Yeah.
25, go ahead.
And if a woman have an issue of her blood many days out of the time of separation, or if it run beyond the time of her separation, all the days of her issue of her uncleanness shall be as the days of her separation. She should be unclean. Every bed whether she lieth upon.
It's just going back and saying the same thing. Whatever she touches and everything is going to be unclean too. Skip down to verse 28.
But if she be cleansed of her issue, then she shall number to her 7 days, and after that she shall be clean. And on the 8th day she shall take unto her 2 turtles.
Okay, we got to worry about that. He said, look here, after it cleanse you, number yourself 7 days, then you're going to be cleansed. Skip down to verse 31. What did it say, brother?
Thus shall ye separate the children of Israel from their uncleanness, that they die not in their uncleanness. In uncleanness when they defile my tabernacle that is among them.
Yeah.
This is the law of him that hath an issue, and of him whose seed goeth from him, and is defiled therewith, and of her that is sick of her flower, and of him that hath the issue of the man and of the woman, and of him that lieth with her that is unclean.
That's right. Let's go to Numbers chapter 5. I mean, it's more to it. You know, you can just read unto it and everything. I know we make, you know, I know some of the sisters ask, hey, well, Sheila, can I come in and do such and such? One thing we ask, hey, when you're doing your flower and everything, we often up during the feast days. When it's get close to the feast day, we're gonna address a lot of this in the lesson. But we ask if you on your, you know, your flower during your feast day, during the feast days, if a man have issues, we ask them not to prepare food because we offer that up to the Most High, and even now uncrowned King Jesus. So we ask not to do it. During any time, you know, just like you may be at home, you say, well, can I cook for my family? Family got to eat. You can always prepare foods, you know, freeze foods, whatever y'all run your household. But we just ask, hey, not to prepare food when we dealing with the feast days.
This got something to do with just keeping contamination down. Like it don't mean like we look at you like every month, like you got something.
Right, no.
Because it's not, they make stuff like, you know, tampons and back then they didn't have it. So the issue was just everywhere. That's why the woman had to be separated.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nowadays they got stuff for that to where you can walk around the house and stuff not be everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And not getting in the food. Y'all ain't cooking in earthen vessels. I mean, if y'all are, then that's, you know, you probably got to break those if any issue got in it. But that's all it is. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to make this harder. Right. Or hard. Because it ain't hard. You know what I'm saying? Just times done changed and technology done changed. And that's all it is.
We're going to cut that Numbers. Y'all go back and read that Numbers 5, verse 1 through 5. Let's go to, hold on a minute. I might have to read that. Let me go back. Y'all excuse me. Yeah, we got to read that. Numbers 5, I'm going to pick it up 1 through 5. This dealing with the dead. Numbers chapter 5, and we'll read 1 through 5. What does it say, brother?
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, command the children of Israel that they put out of the camp every leper and every one that hath an issue, and whosoever is defiled by the dead.
He said, those who has, you know, the skin disease or whatever, and those who defiled by the dead, when they had the camp set up, they had to go outside the camp. Go ahead and read.
Both male and female shall ye put out. Without the camp shall ye put them, that they defile not their camps in the midst whereof I dwell. And the children of Israel did so, and put them out without the camp, as the Lord spake unto Moses, and so did the children of Israel.
You know, it's just like certain people have professions like doctors, emergency workers. You can be family member. You can have a family member die in the home. You could be working at you could work at a funeral home. All these people defiled by a dead body. It's just like some classes say, hey, if you defiled by a dead body, don't come around because we don't want the other people to be defiled. It's just like if you have a loved one, most guys who teach class, they might go to the funeral home and teach the funeral, but they would not go to the cemetery because you step on the grave, you unclean 7 days. So that's why a lot of them commit the body in the ground at the funeral home because we still got to teach class, right? So we can't be unclean teaching. So that's why you have a lot of guys who teach class, they won't go to the cemetery. They have someone else to go and everything. So when you see those things happening, you understand why. Let's go to Numbers chapter, flip over to chapter 9. We're almost done. Chapter 9, we're gonna look at the Passover. Because you can be unclean. You cannot take the Passover unclean. That's spiritually and physically.
Yes, sir.
Especially spiritually. You could be unclean spiritually, and then he don't want you to take you physically unclean. What the book say? Numbers chapter 9, we're going to read 6 through 11. What did it say, my brother?
And there were certain men who were defiled by the dead body of a man, that they could not keep the Passover on that day.
Yes, sir.
And they came before Moses and before Aaron on that day.
Uh-huh.
And those men said unto him, we are defiled by the dead body of a man. Wherefore are we kept back, that we may not offer an offering of the Lord in his appointed season among the children of Israel.
Go ahead.
And Moses said unto them, stand still, and I will hear what the Lord will command concerning you. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, if any man of you or your posterity shall be unclean by reason of a dead body, or be in journey afar off, yet he shall keep the Passover unto the Lord. The 14th day of the second month at even they shall keep it, and eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs.
Hey, if you unclean by a dead body for the Passover, and if you're on a far journey, they got to set up for the next month, which is the second Passover, around the same time. But you got to keep in mind, when you got to unclean in your spirit, you know you got an out or something going on. Don't take that Passover. We're going to deal with that during the Passover. Let's go to, flip over to Numbers chapter 19. And then we got a couple more and then we'll be done. I'm going to cut this. Numbers 19, we read verses 11 through 16, and we'll read 22. When you get it, brother, go ahead and read.
He that toucheth the dead body of any man shall be unclean 7 days.
Yeah.
He shall purify himself with it on the 3rd day. And on the 7th day he should be clean. But if he purify not himself the 3rd day, then the 7th day he should not be clean.
Hey, that's what it is. This is practice of Israel, because you have loved ones who probably deceased. You were touching the body and everything. Like I said, my own profession, we had to move dead bodies from certain situations. People work in the funeral home, they unclean, touching dead bodies. This is what they had to do. But a lot of us gotten away from this because we've never been taught this. We've been taught by the European and their culture. Now we try to get back into our culture and what we're supposed to be doing. And sometimes it's hard for us to accept that. It's going to take some time. But this is what the Lord told Israel what they need to do. Go ahead and read.
Whosoever toucheth the dead body of any man that is dead and purifieth not himself defileth the tabernacle of the Lord. And that soul shall be cut off from Israel, because of the water of separation was not sprinkled upon him. He should be unclean. His uncleanness is yet upon him. Right. This is the law when a man died in a tent.
Hey, if a man died, this is the law. When he dies in a tent, right now we got houses and everything, or the room, or if a person that dies in this room right here, what are you supposed to do?
This is the law when a man died in the tent. All that come into the tent and all that is in the tent shall be unclean 7 days.
Hey, wherever that person died, you go into that room, or wherever that person died, hey, you're unclean 7 days. You might have an elder person, great grandmama, or whoever it is, died in the room, and all the family members want to come over there and see you. Laying in the bed. Everybody that come in that room was unclean 7 days. Go ahead and read.
It says
16.
16.
Yes, sir.
And whosoever toucheth one that is slain with the
I'm sorry. 15.
15, my bad.
No, my fault.
And every open vessel which have no covering bound upon it is unclean. Whosoever toucheth one that is slain with the sword in the open fields, or a dead body, or a bone of a man, or a grave, shall be unclean 7 days.
He said, man, you got soldiers out there in the field, been done battle and everything, or in the dead body, even the bone. You go out there, you got people, what they call them? To go out there and do the research, archaeologists, they go out there and dig and fool around them bones and everything. Yeah. Hey, the coroner got to go out and send somebody out there to pick up dead bodies. They got, most of them decomposed. There's bones right there. Yeah. Same thing.
Because their dead bodies carry disease. The 7 days was to make sure you didn't have none in one spread from their dead body. So, what verse was we?
Skip down to 22. One verse.
And whatsoever the unclean person toucheth shall be unclean. And the soul that toucheth it shall be unclean until eve.
That's right. Let's go to that's dealing with the personal cleanliness. Let's go to Ephesians chapter 5. We're gonna cut this. Y'all go back and read Numbers 31, 19 through 24. Because I'm already almost 20 minutes over. We're gonna read that. Ephesians chapter 5. Might cut that. This is the longest lesson I ever done.
We already running behind. Might as well. go.
Ephesians 5.
Yeah, bro.
Ephesians 5. Numbers chapter 31, verse 19 through 24.
Read that thing, bro.
Okay, let's read it, y'all. Numbers 31, and then we got 3 after this. Y'all sound like y'all want to hang out a little bit. Y'all, I'm about to go back and read them other scripts I got in here.
I'm well done, bro.
Hey, this is another thing they dealing with. Numbers 31. And see, this is another thing that we not mindful of. This right here, when you accidentally kill someone.
Come on in.
This is when you accidentally kill someone. Numbers 31, let's pick it up 19, bro. We're gonna read 19 through 24.
All right. And 31, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And do ye abide without the camp 7 days, whosoever have killed any person, whosoever have touched any slain, purify both yourselves and your captives on the 3rd day and on the 7th day.
It said that person who killed anyone, hey, this is not the intentional murder, it's right here by accident. We go back in there and say thou shalt not kill. Sometimes they got it in there in the law where a person may accidentally kill someone, and they had these cities set up. He told them to flee into those cities. That's what they talk about, not a murderer. Right. Because you could be in a car accident and kill someone, in the situation, it's just accident. What are they supposed to do, bro?
And verse 20. And purify all your raiment and all that is made of skin and all work of goat's hair and all things made of wood. And Eleazar the priest said unto the men of war which went to battle, this is the ordinance of the law which the Lord commanded Moses. Only the gold and the silver and the brass, the iron, the tin and the lead, everything that may abide the fire, ye shall make it go through the fire, and it shall be clean. Boom. Can I add something right there?
Go ahead, bro.
That's what we talking about today with the things that we cook in, right? The steel and the you know what I'm saying, all that can endure the fire.
Right.
So how they tell us to kill all the germs and stuff off that, hot water and heat, right? So there it is right there. And it says, nevertheless, it shall be purified with the water of separation.
Yeah.
And all that abideth not the fire, ye shall make go through the water. And ye shall wash your clothes on the 7th day, and ye shall be clean. And afterward, ye shall come into the camp.
All right. Let's move a little farther, y'all. That's dealing with, I just want to touch on that, if you accidentally kill someone, and he was like he mentioned, about the vessels and everything, what you're supposed to do. Ephesians 5, and pick it up in verse 1. So we don't want y'all to beat yourself upside the head. I can't do this and I can't do that, and Ephesians 5, and pick it up to 1. What does it say, brother?
Be therefore followers of Yah,
Yeah.
as dear children, and walk in love, as Mashiach also have loved us and have given himself for us in offering and a sacrifice to God, to Yah, for a sweet smelling savor, for fornication and all uncleanness.
All of what?
Uncleanness. Or covetousness.
Go ahead.
Let it not be once named among you as becoming saints, neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor jesting,
right,
which are not convenient, but rather giving of thanks. For this ye know that no whoremonger, no unclean person,
no unclean who?
No unclean person, nor covetous man who is an idolater, have any inheritance in the kingdom of Mashiach and of Yah.
That's right. Read that 8 from me, bro.
For you were sometimes in darkness, but are now ye light in the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Walk as children of light.
He said, walk as children of light. So we're supposed to be walking with some understanding.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So let's look at, he said, not an unclean person going to enter in either, because you could be unclean spiritually too. Let's go to Mark chapter 1. And we got one more after this. Mark chapter 1, we'll pick it up at 21 through 27. See, you could be unclean, have an unclean spirit on you. Like I say all the time, everybody show up for Shabbat classes, they're there to hear the word of Yah.
That's right.
You can hide in these big old congregations, can't you?
That's right.
You can't spot the devil just right off in a big congregation.
I ain't finna meet up in my cousin's basement, man. It's too intimate. We can spot you out.
Yeah. If you got my mama basement Bible study class, you might have to be called out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mark chapter 1, we'll pick it up at 21. What the book say, bro?
And they went into Capernaum, and straightway on the Shabbat day he entered into the synagogue and taught.
Mm-hmm. This is Messiah going in. Go ahead.
And they were astonished at his doctrine, for he taught them as one that had authority and not as the scribe.
Mm-hmm.
And there was in their synagogue a man with the unclean spirit, and he cried out.
Oh, so you had to jump with an unclean spirit in the synagogue?
Man, a law keeper.
So everybody coming to class ain't all that holy and stuff, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and read, bro.
And he cried out, saying, let us alone. What have we to do with thee, thou Jesus of Nazareth?
Mm-hmm.
Art thou come to destroy us? I know thee who thou art, the Holy One of Yah.
Oh, so the unclean spirit, just with unclean spirit, they give a little reverence, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and read.
And Yahweh rebuked him, saying,
Mm-hmm.
hold thy peace and come out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And when the unclean spirit had torn him and cried with a loud voice, he came out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all amazed, insomuch that they questioned among themselves, saying, what thing is this?
Mm-hmm.
What new doctrine is this?
Mm-hmm.
For with authority commanded he the unclean spirits, and they do obey him.
Hey, we supposed to have that power too, don't we?
We got it.
We got it. Hey, for some who believe, hey, you would tell to rebuke that unclean spirit coming up out of it. Even I don't care if it's at your job, in your own house. You know what I'm saying? You can rebuke that unclean spirit, y'all. But you could be unclean in the synagogue, and he said, no unclean person gonna make it in the kingdom, man.
That's right.
Last place, Romans 6. Romans 6, we'll read 19 through 23. You make yourself unclean. We have unclean spirit, unclean physically, by eating foods. So he said he don't want you to die in your uncleanness. That's why you gotta watch yourself at all time. I gotta watch myself at all time. I want to be right here tripping and carrying on. Something happened to you know what I'm saying? Something happened to me. You hang around certain people, you hang around them long enough, you hang around a bunch of nuts and all them talebearers and all the folk like to whisper and all that stuff. You hang around long enough, you'll be right there with them. You conform to whatever environment you in. If you, hey man, we in here whoremongering, cutting up, climbing, and carrying on, you hang around those long enough, you be doing the same thing.
That's right, bro.
It is what it is. Romans chapter 6, we're going to read 19 through 23. What does it say, my brother?
I speak after the manner of men because of the infirmity of your flesh.
Yeah.
For as ye have yielded your members servants to uncleanness and to iniquity unto iniquity.
Yeah.
Even so now yield your members servants to righteousness and unto holiness.
Uh-huh.
For when ye were servants of sin, ye were free from righteousness.
That's right.
What fruit had ye then in those things whereof ye are now ashamed?
Man.
For the end of those things is death.
That's right, because you know what? We go back and look at some of the things we've done, man, you ought to be ashamed. We're like, man. Just think you get caught doing something, then you come everybody looking at you. You know that joke with him. They see Brother Warren on the news down there. This brother got caught down there on where they have a little strip club. Yeah, down on one of them streets. Yeah, I forget the name. I'll be ashamed to come in here, man. On what? Brooks Road.
Yeah.
You got to get it Murphy over there doing his thing.
Do I have to rebuke that spirit on him?
You got to rebuke
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother.
Where we, brother?
We at verse 21.
21, 22.
22. Yeah.
Go ahead and read.
Being now made free from sin,
Yeah.
and become servants to Yah,
Right.
ye have your fruit unto holiness and the end everlasting life.
That's right, because he said those are fruitful people. He said, hey, if the ones that ain't planted, they're going to be hewn up.
That's right.
So are you producing good fruit? Go ahead and read.
For the wages of sin is death,
Yeah.
but the gift of Yah is eternal life through Yahushua HaMashiach our Lord.
That's right, because we know in 1 John 3 or 4, it said, hey, sin is a transgression of the law. So when you transgress the law, hey, you headed for death. So that's the lesson about the cleanliness law from the Most High.
All praise.
Got you. Hey, we're gonna go ahead and close out online, and then we have any questions online? Email.
Yeah, just tell them hit the email.
Yeah, hit the email up. What's the email again?
True Hebrew 02.
True Hebrew 02
at
gmail.com. And be patient with us, because brother work. We got things. We'll get back with your question. Get the answer with you.
Don't send 4 or 5 paragraphs.
So we're gonna go ahead and close out online for those online. Everybody have a happy Sabbath. We're gonna go ahead and close out, and afterwards, if anybody have anything, we'll entertain. And I got one announcement. We'll go ahead and close out, y'all. And then we'll close out with the people online. And no, I'm still on. Yeah, we're gonna close once we close out. And then we'll shut it down.
We're in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13 to 14.
Go ahead.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For thou shalt bring every work into judgment, with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Our Father, which art in heaven, holy be thy name.
Holy be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done
in earth. As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Give us this day our daily bread.
And forgive us of our debt.
Forgive us our debt.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
Lead us not to temptation.
Lead us not into temptation.
But deliver us from evil.
But deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
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 Praise the mighty Yah.
Praise the mighty Yah.
That's right.
That's right, brother.
All right, fam. Y'all have a good Shabbat.